Okay.
And we're live.
Alright.
What was that about taking our clothes off again?
Word.
Changing.
Go ahead and explain the stream.
Oh, what the hell?
Somebody got fine. I'll explain it. We're gonna be doing.
No, I saw the tweet coming from the Twitter account I associated with this thing. It's in Spanish.
Oh.
That's what a lot of people's are doing. Hitmux does that too.
Oh, look.
Transmission and Directo and YouTube. That rolls right off the tongue.
What game is that?
Anyway,
Hard reset.
welcome to another shit posting stream. Or shit talking stream or lazy stream or whatever the fuck. Somebody in here wanted to go ahead and challenge the PC Master Race.
I do.
Well, that's a given. You don't have a PC either.
Well, to make the point more clear, for shits and giggles, I wanted to challenge Craig and Batman to the PC Master Race. Even though I am majoritarily a PC gamer, I figured I would play devil's advocate for the console plebeians. And Nick's here. Nick's a console gamer. He loves consoles. He'll help me out with all the factoids that I don't give a fuck about.
I like my Xbox that you give a fuck about.
So, where do you guys want to start? Are we gonna start at the games?
I'm gonna start in Eli Forest Pass. I don't know what you guys are gonna do.
I'm gonna start by talking about how Macs are way better for games.
Oh,
Max.
savage.
That is true. You know,
I'm sorry. So the whole entire thing where Macintosh originally had Macintoshes originally had better graphics was because they had a separate graphics processing unit on board with the chip.
Not to
of course,
mention.
that was circumvented as soon as graphics cards came out.
Get
When
bullied.
Love
Windows
what you guys
nerd.
When the processing power was I'm not mansplaining. I'm telling you history. When the processing power was exported onto a separate card.
Not to mention Max at one point.
Also, Photoshop is not a game.
Also, Max.
No, I didn't get to talk. You guys just.
Damn it! I'm gonna
sorry,
make
go
this
ahead.
point.
No. Talk. Go ahead.
So on Macs, you can play Solitaire.
I'm gonna make this point. Damn it, JJ.
No, I'm not done. You can download other games that will crash your computer and you can never play.
Oh my
I'm
god.
going.
The Master Race is not looking good right now.
Max used to use the PowerPC architecture, which, to be honest, PowerPC is better at handling game
Hold
code
on, I'm not done.
than an x86 architecture, but it doesn't matter because x86 is the
You
major
can-
one. So
You can like
Not anymore.
one.
Oh, you're a nerd.
Sorry, as soon as SSD came out, that was no longer the case.
This is
yep,
what-
yeah, that's pretty much true.
You guys, you know you can't stop her from like suicide bombing the PC Master Race argument. That's what she's doing right now.
No, she's not. She's talking about Macintoshes.
Yeah.
She can argue for the Max. That's fine. All right, so let's start at the games, I guess. Nick, what game do you want to talk about as a specific example that's better on consoles?
God's gift to mankind.
What?
You know what I'm talking about.
What? Oh, do you mean that shitty game called GTA 5?
I don't know, like, why you're calling it shitty, because I specifically called it God's gift to mankind.
All right, no, we'll talk about GTA 5. I guess that's fine. It's gonna like be very hard for me to advocate for the console version of that game, but I'll try my best.
Fucking, you have to use a mouse, a fucking mouse.
Apparently, oh god damn, I can't. I have to resist the urge.
It's not as if someone shoved the plug up the ass of a mouse and tested it out the first time through.
I have to resist the urge to make fun of Nick.
have to use a mouse.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I guess. What about the hackers though? Hackers are all over GTA 5 on PC. There's not as many on next-gen consoles.
Hackers are a social construct, first of all. You cannot get hacked if you don't let yourself get hacked.
How does that make you feel, JJ?
No, that's just victim
You need to take some personal responsibility when it comes to your shit.
Hashtag victim blaming.
All right. So Craig, would you like to rebuttal that?
With what?
I
No,
don't know.
he agrees. If someone gets fucked over, you should have been smarter. It's your fucking fault.
No, I'm talking. I'm talking about dudes who like mod all over the video games on PC compared to they don't do it as much on consoles. As much.
Okay, so that means less creative people are involved with consoles.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's that. But
They still get the job done, and PCs just wind up crashing.
this
So
is
Nick, I have a question for you. What do you think they use to make those games?
yeah, this is gonna be really hard for me, Craig.
And
This is gonna be so hard.
wires,
What kind of platform do you think they use to make games for Xbox?
a plastic one.
I can. No, it has other parts to it. I'm interested to see if you know this because I do know this, and I happen to have it.
Craig,
But,
It's called a PC.
It's called a development kit, aka
called-
a high-powered PC.
It's called a PC.
I was going to say silicon and other semiconductors.
Yeah, and it's kind of mishmashed together to form roughly a PC-shaped PC.
Yeah, well,
You use something called Visual Studio in the XNA dev kit, and you can
All right,
compile it for
you know what?
PS and Xbox,
I
or,
screw
or,
this.
or an Android phone,
Screw
or
this,
for
man.
instance a Windows phone.
I cannot advocate for consoles for
Max,
all.
stop being weak.
I cannot advocate for all consoles. I will advocate for one very specific console, the Dreamcast. There you go. I picked
That
that
has
side.
all the features.
It does.
It can hold one CD. It has four controllers.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
So if you
It
wanted
has-
to have
it has-
more than
Internet, and you had it for
you want to
it
have
has-
friends who aren't imaginary, you
It
can play with
has
them.
it has its own keyboard and mouse peripheral.
Mhm.
Correct.
Wait,
there
that
are,
sounds awfully familiar. Does it also plug into a CRT, or these days your VGA monitor of choice? Provided, of course, you have the RCA adapter.
no. See, the Dreamcast has built-in VGA, so
Oh,
Yep.
damn! That is light years above all those HDMI features out there now.
I know. You know what? You know what else is good? There's a
I'm
specific
so sorry for you, Max.
VGA HDMI adapter.
still stored digitally, or maybe even
Hey,
analog.
wait, so you're telling me the same ones and zeros can be involved on either platform?
Here, I'm
Welcome
gonna make the strongest argument I
Okay,
can
I have
make.
another question for you. So what exactly do you think you're going to do with Xbox One now when they do the update that brings them up to Windows 10?
They already did.
And
Right.
you gotta
Seeing as that's already the thing, because they shipped that way.
Yep.
Not close enough, anyway.
Okay. Well, Nick, go ahead. You answer that. I'm not gonna defend the console plebeian race anymore. Only the Dreamcast.
Well, you didn't jack shit. You fucking kill yourself.
I'm not because I can't do it, man. I cannot, in good faith,
Because
argue.
you're a
against-
pussy.
I can't do it, man. I can't. PC is better.
Objectively speaking, Max, you're a vagina.
Objectively speaking, Nick, you play consoles. Lol.
Well, like, I'm self-admitted console fag.
Right.
Okay.
So you're saying that you do in fact play consoles.
Yep.
Well, like one specifically, the
Okay.
Xbox.
Yes, but do you play anything on PC as well as playing that console?
No, because I'm not a nerd, man. I don't.
Oh,
I'm sure
yeah,
he plays Microsoft Word all the time.
Get out of here.
I don't have a fucking desktop.
Yeah, well, you know that, say, Windows laptops are still considered a PC, right? Just
I am
putting
gaming
it
on
out there.
PC right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gaming on a laptop right now.
I mean, do you have a
Okay.
gaming laptop, Craig? Go ahead.
What's that?
I will make
Right,
a
Mr.
very-
Question.
I will make a. I'll make a question. Make a question. Okay. Go.
Craig, do you have a gaming laptop?
No, I have a work laptop. Just so happens it's good enough to do plenty of gaming on.
Oh, do you game on a laptop, though?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Beyond Solitaire, right?
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's
You're
what I'm
making
playing.
the only thing you're doing is making the argument for your case worse.
I don't fucking buy it. I don't fucking buy that you game on a fucking laptop. It's a fucking
Nick,
laptop. Nobody does that shit.
See what I'm playing right
They do when they have games to play.
now? This is on a laptop.
Oh man.
Laptops
16
shit.
gigs of
Desktop.
RAM and like a 3.5 gigahertz processor. It's doing just fine.
Yeah, well, I had that on my computer that was
Quad core.
again, I had that shit on my 7-year-old Windows.
7-year-old. Well, there you go. There's your problem, Nick. There's your problem.
Let me guess. You went and looked at a whole bunch of porn, didn't clear your browsing history, didn't turn off cookies, downloaded everything you could see.
No, I hardly used the fucking thing. It didn't have Microsoft Word on it, so it was effectively useless to me in my first year of college.
Bots, JJ.
Oh my
Yep.
god.
Well, this
Alright,
means
It's because she's using a Mac.
I have a question. Well, yeah, more of a statement, but the
Yeah, so
question.
you have a statement. We all know it.
It's a statement, but the question is, what do you think about this in comparison that it's objectively equal to PC in this sense? So the Dreamcast, as you know, can play burned games. What you don't know, however, is that those games that were made for the Dreamcast and subsequently have been made have no encryption, which means you can rip them apart on a PC, mod them, burn said modded game to
On
a
PC.
CDR, and then play it on the Dreamcast.
You know what else is funny, Nick? All those games you seem to think that you have to have your console for, they can all be played on an emulator on PC.
Wrecked.
Well, you have to set that shit up, whereas I can plug in a disc and it's good to go.
Yeah, you see,
a disc.
all I have to do is double click on something. I don't have to like do all kinds of
You have
nonsense
to
like you're thinking.
install that shit and make sure it works, and if it fucking crashes, you
Oh, the emulator argument. I love this argument. Well, as far as the Dreamcast emulator goes, it has already been proven that the actual Dreamcast hardware handles the buffering better than the emulator of it does.
I'm sure it does because it didn't have to go through any kind of buffer to emulate commands.
Yep.
Different chip, different commands.
Yep. Also, it's incredibly hard to emulate a RISC-based chipset, which the Dreamcast is a RISC-based architecture.
It's actually not terribly difficult nowadays. The pipeline's a bit different, of course, but speed makes up for what you lack in having to interpret commands. Plus, most of the commands are covered.
Why don't you just get a fucking Xbox like a normal person?
Do I sound like a normal person to you?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I'd say the Dreamcast is the closest thing to a PC equivalent console. Just because you can mod on it, you can do anything on it, you can play with a PC and keyboard, you can play online. It allows the most creative freedom of any console.
Couldn't you also do that too for like a PS2 with like
Nope,
Final Fantasy
actually-
11?
Actually not, because the PS2 has copyright protection. You have to
So,
circumvent
hey
that.
guys, you know what the best game on PS3 was? Breakfast, because you could fry an egg on it.
Should pull up that video.
PS2.
Hey, PS2 was pretty good for what it was.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
That was awesome.
there's a reason it sold over
consoles are
100.
good. PCs are better.
Yeah, no, there's a reason PS2 sold 155 million units worldwide.
And,
It's not a bad console,
I
but
just killed Cookie Crumbs.
We've been
Goodbye,
talking
Cookie Crumbs.
We've been talking a lot about like the consoles and hardware. How about like games? Console exclusives and PC exclusives.
ooh, PC exclusives.
That's simple. They didn't feel like coding for a different architecture. More people play PC.
Yeah, this is true.
what are you talking about? You guys didn't play, what do you call it? Shit, I had this game so long ago. But
As far
Yeah.
as the exclusive argument, I can't, in all honesty, argue for any console because even when a console has an exclusive, it's not a true exclusive because within weeks of that game coming out, the game gets ripped apart on a PC and illegally ported to a PC. So I can't make that argument for a new console.
Well,
The way strategy games suck on consoles.
They
Eat
do.
shit.
They do.
Okay, but why would you play a strategy game on a console? Like
Because they released it for consoles.
Tommy,
People
I
are
have
gonna
a
play
question
it.
for you, Nick. Does
No,
it
no, no.
require any kind of strategy to play GTA 5?
Consoles are for like first person and third person shooters. They're not for like fucking Risk.
Well, Risk is for playing.
So PCs are better in that regard.
Risk
No.
is for when you want to kill the rest of your family. Risk is for days when shit.
and Nick, yeah, I agree with you. I you know what? My Xbox One is a first person shooter console because I don't want to like clog my PC up with first person shooters. I could play one and I could get a better frame rate. I just don't care to use my PC for a first person shooter.
None of this feels like a good argument for a console over a PC yet.
I know. The strongest argument that's been made is the one I made about DC modding so far. It's pretty weak sauce.
Here's the thing. Alright? You guys like PCs because you can sit there and fag it up all day on Steam and whatnot, while the rest of us will just buy it out of the box and be content with that. The rest of us know how to be happy. You faggots are just perpetually unsatisfied.
You know what?
Oh, why? Because we can. We have the capabilities of making shit better.
You have the
We
capability.
can mod the shit out of our games.
Hurt about not being, it not being good enough. Console fags are very easy to like be
So
happy.
what you're saying is that you have low expectations and no ability to judge character on a game.
No, I'm just.
You just destroyed your whole argument.
No, I'm just this bad motherfucker, dude. Like, you don't understand.
What? I'm easy to please. I'm like a $3 hooker.
Well, like, I have much more refined taste than like prostitutes and shit.
So you're saying you're easily pleased by a game that is 720p 30 frames a second.
Talking about.
Ah, there we go.
I got 1080p on my
Performance. Let's talk about performance.
Let's do that.
So you can't see it right now, but I'm getting about 80 frames a second,
That's very nice.
and it's very nice. On a laptop.
Now, I'll say this. There have been a couple of times throughout history, and this is probably going to be the last point I'm ever going to make to defend consoles in this stream, but there have been times throughout history, the Xbox 360 comes to mind, where the consoles were in fact on par with PC tech for about 6 months to a year. But after that, it's kind of...
360. I don't think the 360 would have been called on that. You could make an argument for the PS3 because of the cell processor architecture.
I would make the argument for the 360 because it was using PowerPC architecture and x86, and you have to keep in mind that solid state drives were not big back in 2005, and x86 architecture.
Well, yeah, if you put a short pipeline on a chip, it runs faster.
Yes.
Just means it means you can't have any complex instructions though.
You have to understand.
So it takes more instructions for the same task.
I'm saying an Xbox 360 in 2005 was on par with a medium-end desktop PC for 2005 standards.
Again with the desktops and the, it's for fucking nerds. Nerds.
You're still not making a good point, Nick.
Says the physics major.
I did physics because, what?
What?
It was like studying philosophy, only it was practical.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you just said 5 minutes ago that PC gamers are never happy with the games they have and you said, and I'm easily pleased by the low-tier garbage that gets pumped out.
That is not even what I said. That isn't even what I said.
You might as well have said it.
You might as well have said that you're a homosexual who enjoys taking it up. I mean, you know,
Yes,
play that.
yes, Nick. Yes, Nick. My sexuality has to do with everything.
Like, you know, if you can make shit up, I can make shit up too.
All right. Well then, please, sir, repeat the point you made 5 minutes ago. We'd love to hear it again.
I'm saying I don't have to build onto a console. I'm happy with basically what works.
So tell me,
I have
Nick,
to build a PC in order for your shit to work.
what platform are you using right now to communicate with us?
Let's see, my TV.
See what?
Oh. Oh man, this is good. This is good.
Oh,
Shit. No. No. Whatever this called it. No. Yeah, let's go back to performance though. Was there anything you wanted to bring up, Batman?
Here's where performance fails. You can sit here and talk shit about like, oh, we have the highest FPS.
Yeah, tell me how feelings come into this.
Fuck off, blue chat. All right, you can sit there and you know talk about how you have the best performance, but the fact of the matter is PCs fucking crash. Like no.
Here we go.
mhm.
All right, Nick.
Tell me about these PCs crashing.
Yes.
Tell me about that ring of death.
Yeah. Before we even answer this this PC, I want examples of like what you mean by crashes. I want examples.
And like the freezing on loading screens between levels and games.
That console specifically face.
That sounds a lot like.
They have to reset the whole entire thing in order to get past it.
You're in the middle of like fucking around.
Where you have nobody patching that ever.
And your computer overheats and it's just like and you're sitting there hoping it works, but then your computer shuts off.
All right,
something
Nick,
burning. Yeah, that's a piece.
I have a counterpoint to this. All right, let's say
Shut down.
Let's say a game releases on a console and PC, right? And it comes out buggy as shit. Which one do you think is going to get fixed first?
Consoles.
Wrong.
Easily.
Do you want to know why the PC version is going to get fixed first? Because modders will come out with their own hotfix before the retards, the development comp even think about it. The consoles have to rely on the development company to patch it, whereas the modding community on the PC will just come up with a fix in like a day or two.
The modding community is probably the #1 reason why.
Oh my god, fucking blue.
Are they calling us on purpose?
Yes, probably. I'm
shutting off Skype. Fuck these people.
Wait, but Skype? What platform are you using Skype on?
My TV.
Hey, Nick. I mean, Craig. To be fair, there is an app for Skype on Xbox that I have never downloaded or used because, well, yeah, reasons. It probably sucks.
It comes with the fucking Xbox. Holy shit.
Skype.
I'm stuck.
Now, Nick.
Where were we?
Yeah, Nick. What was your I made the argument.
Hold on, Byrick, you're cutting in.
Okay, I made the argument against yours that PCs get patched first because of the modding community. Do you have anything to say?
Yeah, I'm sorry, but like a bunch of butthurt 13-year-olds complaining that Call of Duty isn't working. Yeah, they're going to be protesting that shit, and Microsoft is not going to want to deal with that. They will fix it on consoles before they fix it on PCs.
Okay,
so
well...
tell me, Nick, what kind of system do they use to get that patch to you?
Presumably the internet.
Which is run by what?
Bill Gates.
I don't...
Nick.
No, I mean, it's
Nick,
I can. And the
Nick, you can jump. Nick, you can joke around the answer all you want, but you know eventually you have to say servers, and servers are what? PCs hooked
They're
into a
not
network.
PCs. No, they're not PCs. What they
No.
are, you don't know
You're
what
right, they're servers. They're not personal computers. That said,
No.
they still run on either Linux or Windows.
Yes, you're right. You're right. I used the wrong term,
I
but they
challenge you to
are.
find me a Macintosh server that functions.
You're right, Nick. I said the wrong word, but they are computers hooked into a massive network.
Nice, but they're not PCs.
You're
They're
right,
in
because a
that.
personal computer is a personal
You
computer.
know what else is a fucking computer? A calculator. A little hand calculator you buy for fucking school.
You're right, it computes things.
Yes, you're right.
You know what else is a computer? The women who helped solve the Enigma puzzle. Their official job was computer.
Hey,
That was their title.
I'm just saying, Snake on my fucking calculator in high school was better than a PC. Because at least it didn't crash.
You were probably one of those kids who tried to spell words in LeetSpeak on a calculator. In
No,
middle
he
school,
probably
huh?
typed out 8008 and giggled.
No, I didn't. I typed out 80,085.
Uh-huh.
Nick, how many red rings of death have you experienced?
Exactly one. When my Xbox 360 died after
It
6
died,
years.
and then it, like, crashed.
No,
And see,
died
and
after 6 years of fucking service.
6 years of service.
So that's how long you expect your console to last.
It will last that long. I will make it last that long.
By doing what?
Now,
Reading it
No,
right.
Nick.
Replacing
Properly.
like, so also, but also, like, what if the CD drive fails? What happens?
It won't.
and again, the
No,
360
let him answer. I want to hear this one.
Yes,
What happens if the CD drive fails? What do you do?
It won't. Like, it's
Fuck.
because it doesn't.
Nick, be
You
truthful.
can get it replaced, can't you?
Well,
So that argument earlier about getting it put together.
Nick, be truthful. The 360 had a massive little shtick about drives failing. So
no, I'm being 100% truthful. The thing lasted 6 years.
no, I'm saying to Craig's question. You said it won't, but drives on the 360 did fail.
Okay, but I don't have a 360. I have an Xbox One.
Yes, but we're talking about when you had a 360.
It failed once when it died.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That
Now,
is when I got the red ring of death.
yes. You know what? No platform didn't have the red ring of death.
Tell me, Nick, do you need a glass of water or something? You must be kind of parched. All that salt you got going on over there.
Hey
A
man,
little bit.
I don't know what you're
Thirsty.
going on about. Like, straight up, my 360 worked for 6 years until I got the red ring of death exactly once, terminating its life.
Mm-hmm. You know what you could have done had you not had any experience in say fixing the console? You could have taken it apart and resoldered the GPU back onto the board, because that's what the red ring of death was. It was the console was getting so hot that the GPU unsoldered from the board. But you probably wouldn't know about that.
It could have also.
You know where you could have
been-
read that, though? On forums, you could have access with a PC.
I see. The thing is, though, I did, and then I checked inside there, and the whole thing was just—it was dead. It was wreck.
You can call up
Very-
customer support. They'll
Varric,
help you solve your problem.
Varric, you should get your ass in here because we need more people like Varric.
Oh yeah, it's just gonna be a PC circle jerk wherein you guys say you're right, and
Oh,
therefore
great night.
it's literally a circle jerk right
Yeah,
now.
you can bring Grey Knight in.
Yes, let's bring more people in. We need more people. Nick, I tried to. I've been making some points. I said that the
No,
360.
you haven't. You just
No,
been
I
like,
mean,
no, I'm gonna make strong points so I can knock him down.
I've
Is there any
I
console
made-
people in the chat?
I've made a solid point that the 360.
All right, I'm gonna open this up to the rest of Blue Chat because this
Do it.
is.
Do it.
I hate to say this, as a fellow STEM lord here and a fellow shitlord, you're starting to reek of autism on this subject.
No. How am I reeking of autism? I'm going to describe myself as a fucking console fan. I've got like 3
Get the
PC
soundboard
bags
out,
up my
gentlemen.
ass.
Get the soundboard out. Get the soundboard out.
No. Okay. I have 3 PC fags up my ass about this shit, alright? And I'm being autistic?
Your time is up. Your time is up.
Let's be real. There's 3 of you versus the 1 me,
Yeah,
alright?
but you see, the logical points. No, Nick. Your points should stand on their own merit. It doesn't require numbers to matter.
Really? Because
Nick.
you guys are sitting there, like,
Alright.
taking me 3-1 at once. And then on top of that, you sit there and be like, you know, it's
Nick.
ad assertion. It's
Nick.
argument ad assertion.
Nick, let me
it's
ask
pretty
Craig.
straightforward.
I have to ask Craig a question. Craig, have I not been making some points that would help Nick's case?
You
Like
have
at
been.
least.
You made straw
Exactly.
points.
Nick has been making
Knock down
points.
later, you fucking faggot.
Nick has been making several points, however, which pretty much undermine those.
Ellie.
Like I've been trying to come up with points to help you, Nick. It's just like I don't know, man.
What the fuck's going on in here?
We're trying to explain to Nick what
PC or
race is
console?
much more superior.
Yes.
PC or console?
Pick a side.
Which one is
I'd
better?
be
in
inclined
your
to say
opinion?
PC, personally.
Okay. Well, Ali, what platform do you use majoritarily? Do you use a console or
PC.
Ordinarily.
Okay. Yes. Shut up. So there you go, Ali's with the PC Master Race.
Oh, big fucking surprise.
But as if you're some oppressed minority now. You start claiming PC privilege?
Craig, I think you need to.
Gee, bro, you PC?
Craig, I think we need to stop PC splaining to Nick. He might go to Patreon and claim arrest.
Quiet, you Intel PC.
He'll need
Mouse
the
using,
Patreon.
keyboard using motherfucker.
He'll get Patreon dollars
It's hard to like find a way to come up with that. What was it? Cishet white, whatever the fuck. Saying that deal of ridiculous, meaningless nomenclature that's somehow supposed to divide you from everyone else.
Nick, I love you.
You're awesome, Nick.
I hate you bats, and I hope all of you die.
Okay, so I guess we're gonna move on from performance since Nick has obviously given up that point.
I never claimed consoles had better performance, though. You guys made sure to make that clear when I said I didn't.
All right, Nick, do you concede that point though? Yes or no?
I conceded it.
So, in other words, you're going on a feeling-based argument again.
No, I'm going out of a convenience-based argument.
Well, hold on, Nick. You just conceded.
So, hold on a second. Convenience.
Oh yeah, let's
convenience to who, and by what metric?
Convenience to me, my personal satisfaction, not an objective one.
And what is satisfaction?
I said it's not objective measure. I just.
Okay.
So in other words, it's based off of your feelings again.
You keep trying to get me on gotcha moments, but
it's not a gotcha moment. I'm just clarifying. You're talking about a feelings-based argument again.
Well, here.
Well,
I'll make an objective point for you, Nate.
I'll make an objective argument. All right.
No,
For me, it's really easy to just open up the console when I buy it from fucking Costco, which, by the way, I could do. I could just go
the packaging around the console.
Xbox One, plug that shit into the wall, and it's good to go. I don't have to sit there and order parts from these nerdy fucking sites and read the fucking spec like, oh, if I put this with this, it make it. No.
You mean like going to a website using a couple drop-down menus?
Spare me your fucking tedious nerds.
You know that you could just like
what had to
go
program
online
for
and get a
convenience?
package thing.
Okay, so Nick, are you, just to clarify, your point is this, that you're like the guy who works all day and comes home and doesn't really want to deal with the PC stuff So you'd rather just sit back and relax and play your.
Here's another
your
question,
console.
Nick. If you had the ability to use a little drop-down menu on a website to make your Xbox better than the base model, would you use
do it? Yes.
No, because that costs more money.
Okay, Nick. I want to ask you a question. Do you know the average amount of minutes it takes to put a computer together?
I would imagine it takes on the order of magnitude something like, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of minutes, given the fact you have to wait for parts.
No,
Okay,
I'm saying
so-
like I'm saying when you have all the parts, all the parts you need, the case, you know, the GPU, the CPU, RAM, etc., etc. How long do you think it takes you to put the computer together on average?
After of course, you've ordered the parts.
Yes, and all the
waited
parts
for-
are in front. Yes, you have all the parts on a big table in front of you. How long do you think it takes you to put them together on average?
I don't know, man. Like, during all of those weeks waiting for different fucking parts, I just got bored, said fuck it, and bought myself an Xbox.
So, what happens if you want to play a game on for Xbox One, but you only have like a PS2?
Why would I get a PS2? I hate it.
No, fine. What if you just have an Xbox 360?
There you go.
Well, I went and bought the only game that I actually
Okay,
played.
so you did
on
the
360.
Macintosh, you did the Apple Macintosh solution, where if it's broken or needs an upgrade, just go buy another one.
Well, I went and got an Xbox One, but instead of trying to go get Assassin's Creeds and fucking previous Grand Theft Autos and all these previous games that I had, I just went and got the only game
No.
I actually give a shit about.
No, that's fine. Like I said, you want to play some new game, but you only have the old hardware.
And just to make sure that the point is made that they won't be making this game for the old hardware. They'll only be supporting the new hardware. So what do you do?
It's like 2 or 3 years into the next generation,
I'll find
and they make it this great new flashy game, uses the system to its specs limits, and all you have is the last generation console.
Go
What do you
buy the
do?
next generation. It's that simple.
Okay. But I see. What if
You can't
Nick?
exactly make that argument either, because PCs get like outdated by the time they hit the shelves. Right? That's part of why you have to order parts to up your specs.
Well, Nick,
Well, wait. So instead of spending enough money to buy an entire new PC, what is the only requirement for you?
Sorry, what?
Instead of buying an entire new PC, what can you do?
An entire new piece.
you can buy individual parts.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like when
but by
Crysis
the
came
time
out.
You
Like when
continue
Crysis
to
came
replace
out and all the graphics cards started crying.
Alright,
Yeah.
but you have to like replace these parts, and eventually you have bought a.
Okay, we're gonna go to this. We're gonna go to
Takes
this
about 2
argument.
minutes to do
It
that.
just takes you longer to buy a new PC. It's like you're buying a PC.
Well, what about all that hype all the way up
Supposed to-
until the point where you're able to buy the next generation? You know, the part where they're trying to like vie you against the other console.
Are you guys talking about PC race versus console race?
Yep.
I'm both, in my opinion, but I'm waiting to upgrade my PC for the new PCI 4.
That's cool. Well, we were.
Okay, because here's the thing. I actually do still own consoles, primarily Nintendo, because
too.
I've been a lifelong fan of Nintendo, because I use the PC way more.
Yeah, no, like I'm a Sega diehard. I'll be a Sega diehard till I die. It's just like PC is better for me. I have a better experience on PC. Like I have an Xbox. Nick wasn't lying. I do have an Xbox One, but like it just sits there most of the time. It does.
How about this? Do you have GTA 5?
Huh?
Do you have GTA 5 for that?
Yeah, Nick has GTA. I have GTA 5.
You guys want to do a party?
I'm good. I'm good, man. I'm playing Team Fortress 2 right now.
Well, I know you are. I know you're playing Team Fortress 2.
Actually, my internet's been out for a couple of days.
Lol.
That must be depressing. You know what you can do with a laptop?
Well, my Ethernet. my Ethernet cable has it's been out. I gotta talk to
Yeah.
Hey,
again.
No, Craig, I can actually make a counterpoint to this. The consoles have built-in Wi-Fi, so
Yeah,
you
now they
can.
do.
Yes, now they do.
You know why?
Yeah, I do.
Because they're specialized PCs
I know.
that lag technology by about 5 years.
Hey,
See, that's how you know I'm an actual gamer as opposed to a
let's be
gamer. I'll commit to gaming so much so that I'll buy a machine specifically for.
So now you're saying that you're going to be satisfied with obsolete technology.
No, I'm just going to use your semantic bullshit against you.
All
I mean,
right, Nick.
you buy a general machine to game. You must be a casual.
Nick, can I ask you a question? This is a legitimate point. I want a legitimate answer. So consoles up to now have been, usually when the next generation comes out, they're usually $400. Usually, there are exceptions, the Wii U obviously, but usually a new console is $400 flat, $399. What if when the ninth gen comes out, it's double that price because maybe Microsoft and Sony want to make a console that's more towards the mid-range PCs at that point in time? Will you still buy the console if it is $800 as opposed to the standard $400?
Probably not, because at that point it's no longer worth the price. It doesn't I don't get the satisfaction for the price.
Well, what's changed though? What's changed? I mean, the only thing that's changed here is the price. Like when the Xbox 2 comes out.
I didn't say the satisfaction. I'll pay anything for my personal satisfaction. I said my satisfaction has a price.
Okay, and the price to you is $400 or less.
Yeah, roughly speaking.
Okay, I just wanted to get that out of the way.
I'm going to surprise you all here. I'm actually siding with Nick. Consoles have a good use.
I don't know. It wasn't the question wasn't which one is plausibly useful as its own niche. It was which one is better. Because I agree with that premise, absolutely.
There's an objectivity to this. Sometimes you may have something
let Nick say
just
it.
plug in.
Let Varric talk, damn it.
Yeah, let Varric talk. Go ahead, Varric. Make your point.
Okay, sometimes there's just something you want to plug in and go with. Especially if you're dealing with kids or if you have friends over. I mean, have you tried playing a game like Street Fighter on a computer with another person?
Well, you need to control it.
Enough, yes.
And you'd probably need a second monitor, unless you're like Craig and you have a 60-inch monitor.
I have a 60-inch monitor.
But otherwise, you just slap it in the console, hand the other guy the Player 2 controller, and you're both good to go on the TV in the living room.
Well, no, that's the convenience. That's the convenience argument that Nick was making. You know what? As a PC gamer, I am willing to concede that one point. That yes, there are some times where consoles can be more convenient than PCs. I am willing to concede that argument partially.
In the past,
but here's the thing: your controllers, your mouse and keyboard, it's just a hassle. Holy shit! You have to weird WSAD format. And I'm just ugh. No.
I don't know. I personally find a mouse is very accurate in terms of aiming.
Yeah,
I'd have to agree with Allie here. That's a very genuine argument.
There is a few games I won't buy on the PC, because of the software they use, like Origins. I'm not going to buy a Ubisoft game on the PC anymore because I don't want to deal with their stupid, what was this called? Uplay. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with EA's EA Manager. And I don't want to deal with that stuff either. So I just buy it for the console now, for those games.
But, a mouse may be super accurate, but you learn how to use a mouse. It took forever, didn't it?
Not really.
Not really,
No.
The thing is, so fucking sensitive.
Nick.
Well, here's the thing, Nick. Unlike the controller, A mouse, you can go outside of whatever software you're using and adjust your sensitivity to a degree that's comfortable for you.
Yep.
The issue that I have with controllers, and this is also on the PC too, this isn't just on
You can
consoles.
actually do that for a controller. All right.
Some of them.
You can adjust.
Not every game will let you do that.
Yep.
And you should know this.
I have to agree with Varric. Like, I've played console games. Yeah, there's some that'll let you adjust the sensitivity, but like most have either limits or you can't do it at all. But continue making your point, Varric. Sorry.
Once you get it comfortable, in terms of using the mouse for aiming and things like that, everything's more precise. I'm going to have to research this a bit, but I do remember there being an article about they were trying to see if you could how the mouse and keyboard users fared against the controller users on Halo 2 on the original Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the reasons that they said no, we're not going to support the mouse and the keyboard is because the mouse and keyboard users were practically quintupling the KD ratio of the controller users.
You know, this sounds like that game that there was a game on the Xbox 360 around 2008, I think. It came out. It was originally cross-platform multiplayer between the 360 and PC. Yeah, Shadowrun, and they literally had to separate the servers within the first 3 months of the game coming out because, as you can imagine, the 360 users were getting their freaking heads curb stomped in multiple times over because a PC gamer like boom, 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 you're all dead.
I can imagine because it's not a true shooter. I think the only reason why War Thunder gets away with being cross-platform between PS4 and PC is because it's not a true shooter. It's more of a tank game.
See, with that they can get away with that, and they can also use certain coding mechanics to make it a more even playing field. But a first-person shooter, like, it's very tough to say, oh, I'm more accurate with a controller. It's almost impossible, actually. I don't know. I would love to see like a professional console like first-person shooter player versus a professional PC console first-person shooter player and see who wins.
I honestly don't think there would be a contest.
Me neither.
Like if you were to put
I think the reason why Halo actually gets away with being such a smooth playing game is simply because of the fact that there are bots in place that help with your aiming.
Yes, there is aimbot in most games.
It's not really an aim bot. They call it target magnetism.
Well, it's target magnetism. That's basically what it is.
Like, yes, if you shoot near somebody's head, you'll get the headshot even if the bullet should have missed. Yes, it magnetizes the bullet to the hitbox.
Something you may not have realized, that the lower your health, the better the target magnetism is.
Yeah, like if you have like 1 health, like you're red screening, somebody's bullet that should have missed you if you are at full health will kill you. Yes, it's that. I was saying like the reverse of those mechanics is what helps War Thunder do better because they'll add mechanics that will like make it slightly harder for PC gamers to get better aim accuracy.
I mean, I do notice that for consoles they have auto aim. You know?
Some of them do, yes, but usually the games that have auto aim have a feature built in to turn it off.
Well, but like I said, at the same time, War Thunder is not exactly like a first-person shooter. It's not direct.
No, you're right. It's a third-person tank game. I was just saying that.
Well, it's not just tanks. There's also airplanes too.
Yeah, but
that's beside the point.
They'll for them, the devs usually add in for those types of games. They'll add in a feature that will make it so that the PC version it's slightly harder to have perfect dead-on accuracy. That way, the console gamers have a slightly better chance.
There is a few gripes I have with PC gaming, just a few, and that is, for example, on Steam, the early development. You know those games.
Yep.
They could be total lemons. It could be good, but most of the time they're lemons.
Yep.
They're good in the beginning, and then they just stop. like Steam. I mean Rust. I forgot about that one.
Rust.
Rust was great in the beginning. I haven't played it since, but I heard it hasn't really changed much.
A lot of people got butthurt over the fact that they can't control what race they are.
Also, you're naked.
There were
I
also a
don't
lot
care
of
about
bugs.
being naked, but I don't care what if I spawned as whatever. But apparently, some people were mad about spawning as minority colors or something other than what they wanted it to be.
Well, there was a lot of glitches with Rust, if I remember correctly. So that's probably
There
had a lot.
are a lot of glitches with the Rust.
So I could imagine people's gripes being more about, what the fuck, man? Why aren't these patched yet?
Wait, Nick, I haven't heard you chime in for a while. What do you think
Yeah,
about
Nick,
this?
do you have any point you want to bring up?
I'm sorry, I sort of lost track of the conversation. I just heard nerd speak.
Nerds!
Nerd. Bunch of fucking nerds, I swear.
You know, Nick, I'm surprised you haven't brought up the cost point yet. Oh, my console only cost $400. Your PC probably cost a couple of thousand.
I thought that was
Yeah.
implicit in what I was saying in
But you
convenience.
see, I have an argument against that.
Well, I mean,
Oh, I do too, but then it's probably the same one
Are
you
we
have. Go
are
ahead.
we both thinking the same thing, and that's investment?
Yep.
In large part, you know that you can just go to Dell auction, spend $200, and get yourself a fully functioning PC that is at the best tech of 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Best second.
Well,
yeah,
that's
unlike say the best tech of 5 years ago, which is what you're running inside any console.
well, just the other day I think
Hold
I
on,
saw
hold
a
on.
Xeon dual processor.
What was this business I was hearing about? Endless hardware updates, parts that you got to order.
Not
Right?
really.
Yeah.
Not really.
I
What
built
was this? I
this-
was hearing about endless consoles that you
The
have to order.
current system that I have, Nick, I built 5 years ago, and I could probably get another 5 years out of it.
Nick.
Whereas your console will need to be updated within the next 3.
Nick, that obviously you just made the point I was gonna make there, but to expand upon it, Nick, if I were to go out and buy a smashing, console, a PC from Dell, like Craig said, as the best tech of 2 years ago, maybe get a little bit extra RAM, whatever, I could probably just use that thing solid for another 8 years with minimal problems. Whereas if I went out and got a PlayStation 4, that thing would be obsolete in the next 4 years at max, because
No,
then the next
no, no, no.
then the
Well,
next
you have a
generation.
big issue with the
No, be quiet. Obsolescence assumes that there is a different product replacing it. However, if the PS4 is the latest product, it's not obsolete.
I would not
Actually, it
use
is.
that argument because the PS4 was introduced over 2 years ago.
Yep.
it's gonna
So
be.
we're already a little over into halfway of its life cycle.
No. You
Nick.
can't call something obsolete if it's still in use.
Okay,
That's
Nick.
how obsolescence works.
Nick, because I want to keep this
People
going.
still use Windows 98. That doesn't mean that it's not obsolete.
I have a Windows 95 I've been working on for a couple
And
years.
how much RAM does it recognize?
Don't mind kill
4
one.
gigs. 4
They are
gigs.
still
All
selling
right, and
Hold on,
most
they're
systems
still
require
selling
what now?
PS4.
About
Like,
8.
there's not a PS5. You can't call it obsolete. It's not been replaced. It's still in widespread use.
In terms
Alright.
of hardware, it's obsolete though.
Yes. Nick.
What's
Nick,
the list of PS4 games, real quick?
Bloodborne.
A list of PS4 games?
Resist.
Here, you want me to Google it? I'll Google a list of some PS4 games. Real quick.
Metal
Best
Gear Solid 5.
PS4 games.
Well, I can play that on PC.
Best
Yeah.
PS4 games.
The only game you can is Bloodborne. That's a PS4 exclusive. Oh, 1886 or something. New Order.
Oh, the order.
A
Okay.
4-hour-long tech demo. Yeah, no thank you.
It's a movie with buttons.
I never played it. I have an Xbox One. I don't know.
All right. All right.
What else?
We got Bloodborne, The Witcher 3.
That's not an exclusive.
Oh, okay. You guys want exclusives? Oh
Yes.
boy. I can't think of a lot of.
Bloodborne.
Bloodborne. We got Bloodborne and we got
Bloodborne.
Order. That's it.
I'm trying to think of some of the launch games that were exclusives. What about that first-person shooter? There's a first-person shooter that came out.
Oh yeah, that's it. Killzone.
Killzone Shadowfall. Thank you. Yes, Killzone Shadowfall.
Yes, that's an exclusive.
To be fair, that game looked okay, but
Greg, could you please full screen this image I linked?
Hold on a second. I'm watching your tweet.
Sure.
That looks like a very large pile of shit coming out of the tube.
I already know the
It's on
point.
Twitter today.
I think I know the point you're gonna make, Eric.
That was a discharge.
What am I looking at?
I'm watching it too.
Let's see, where the fuck? Right there you are. You want full screen?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Join a network on YouTube. Sorry. We'll hang on fruit and all.
Okay.
Are you ready for this? I have
Yep.
the list of
PS4
games
games.
for PS4.
Oh boy. Alright, there we go. You showing it?
Let's name Xbox One exclusive games. I
Oh,
think we can
boy.
all name that.
Oh, boy.
Halo,
How's
whatever
that?
the fuck
Halo.
is next.
Everyone would think of Halo. We got
Halo, whatever the fuck is next.
Alright.
Titanfall,
We-
but that's for
We got Forza. Wait, they have the Forza games.
They have?
They have the Forza games.
Tomb Raider.
That's
no,
a
that's
kind.
no longer a
that's a timed
Xbox
exclusive. You cannot count a timed exclusive. I don't count timed exclusives.
You can unpresent me now.
Titanfall.
But it's making you uncomfortable.
It's working.
Everyone's
Keep it up, and I'm
staring
going to play
at
Honey Pop.
Everyone's okay. Challenge accepted.
Man.
How is Honey Pop? I've seen videos of it.
I don't know. I only put 52 hours into it.
Good fucking god.
Is that what your Steam account says?
What do you mean, no
Oh,
connection?
ooh, here's one that's coming up. The one that's not out yet. Quantum Break. You guys saw that at E3, right? Quantum Break?
No.
No.
Mhm.
I don't know.
I can't wait till Dark Souls 3.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that got Crackdown 3. That's another one. Gears of War 4, obviously. I'm looking these up.
Gears of War. Forgot about that.
Okay.
Dead Rising 3. That's an exclusive.
Fable Legends.
Oh yeah. That.
Oh, how about Cuphead? That indie game, Cuphead. That's an exclusive.
Oh, here's an exclusive. Ark Survival.
Yep. Recore.
Which is like, what, a stripped-down version of Ark?
Ah,
Pretty
fuck.
much. Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves is another one. Scalebound. Ashen. Yeah, I think that's it.
I mean, okay. What does everyone think of the Wii U? Let's talk about that.
Oh god. I think
You have to
the Wii U-
understand something here. I'm going to give you context on my position on it. It's how Nintendo views their consoles. Nintendo of America views their consoles as toys.
Yep.
So this is why pretty much whenever they send something over, they claim they're localizing content and everybody else screams censorship because they view it as a child's toy.
They've viewed their consoles as toys since the market crash of 83, 82. I
They
don't
weren't
remember.
involved with that though. They made the NES, and that was.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like Nintendo's had that same thought process since the 80s. Like
They haven't changed Even though their audience has grown up, their perception of their product has not.
I used to make this joke that everybody at Nintendo's like studio is wearing glasses, these like fake reality glasses, and when they look at Microsoft, they think they see Sega, and when they look at Sony, they see like Atari.
Oh God.
Like they don't see what everyone else is seeing. They just see what they want to see from the 80s.
It just reminds me of when I used to work in retail, and I'd have like little old ladies coming in and ask me, "You have the Nintendo PlayStation?"
My grandpa used to call the GameCube a game box.
Everything was
NES a
Nintendo.
GameCube.
Yes. You have the Nintendo.
You're all saying this, and I just hear the Valkyrie chant going on in the background, and it's getting funny.
But
So, I mean, what do you think? Do you think Nintendo can survive in a market dominated by the PlayStation and the Xbox nowadays?
alright, I will say this. Nintendo, as far as their DS, are curb stomping the fuck out of like their competitors' consoles.
Well, yes, the PS Vita is underwhelming.
Yes. Like Nintendo will continue to do good with the DS because and people always wonder why is the DS doing well because of the smartphones, because they're not freaking selling a DS to a smartphone user, they're selling it to little kids because that's what their market is.
Also, they're remaking all their old games, like that kids never played, like Majora's Mask, all that other stuff.
Yeah. So,
well, even some of the other games, like when they focus on the adult market, they focus with things like Sudoku, brain puzzles, word searches, things like that. Any things that usually entertain, you'd probably think an older crowd, and you'll actually see senior citizens and people in their 60s or whatever. They will go and they will buy a 2DS, not the 3DS, and then they'll get all those games like that.
Now, to be fair, Nintendo every once in a while will hunker down and listen to the mature audience, and either they'll make a new type of game that they haven't done before, or they'll buy out an old IP and make it an exclusive.
I have a perfect example.
Well, I'm surprised. No,
I have a perfect example of that.
I wonder if it's.
I'm just glad I could get, like
Mario Maker. It's for adults, and it's for kids, but
no, that wasn't the example I was thinking of. I was actually going to suggest Mad World for the Wii.
Yep. Yes. Yes.
You ever played Scarface for the Wii?
No.
What about
Mad World is a fucking crazy, psychotic bloodbath of a game.
Like
Red Steel. Those are not kid games.
Nintendo has had that type of practice since like the 64, where the majority of their audience are kids, but every once in a while they'll come out with a game or two in that generation that'll cater to the mature audience to keep them from yelling at them. That'll keep them from yelling at them like, where the fuck are the good games?
GoldenEye.
They'll give you Golden or Conker's Bad Fur Day or something like that.
Yeah,
Perfect Dark.
Yeah, Perfect Dark.
That was a fun ass game.
Yeah.
Well, it's not something I'd buy for my kids.
Yeah, but that's Nintendo's whole ploy. They market to kids, and just to keep all the other people from yelling at them, they'll release a couple games in the generation.
Well, if you ever noticed, they're not exactly first-party games; they're third-party. They'll let a developer put out otherwise taboo product.
Yeah, and they'll make sure that it's exclusive because Nintendo has to have only exclusives.
Like Zombie U.
Yep.
Mario Party
8. Mario Party 8 was horrible.
I hate Mario Party. My wife.
Oh, come on, it's hilarious. First time.
You know what my parents got me when I was younger? They got me Sonic and Mario at the Olympic Games.
Why?
Now, I will concede this point to Nintendo. Their current console has more exclusives than both Xbox and PS4.
Well, of course.
I will concede that point to them. So
Wait, because
as
they
far
own fucking the biggest series ever that
Well,
everyone
hold on a
buys.
second, Max. As a counter to that point,
yep.
how many of those exclusives are first party?
I would say the majority of them, but there are some exceptions to where they're third party, or they were once third party that were bought out and made first party. I already know what you're saying, but I would still count them as exclusives because Nintendo they only like exclusives for some reason. So
The other thing I will give them is that in terms of quality control, they tend to have a better time with that than the other
Because they have a
two.
smaller game market. They don't have the influx of shitty games like they used to.
well, if you look at the Wii, you'll see shovelware after shovelware after shovelware.
That is the unfortunate truth, yes.
See, that's what a lot of people from like the 360 and PS3 side don't understand. Like the Wii, as far as the console market is decided, we're not going to look at PC. As far as the console war, quote unquote, the Wii won. It sold 101 million units. The PS3 and Xbox 360 serves it was like 85 million apiece. So it had shovelware on it, but in terms of sales, it kicked the shit out of the other consoles.
Well, in terms of units shipped.
Yes.
Which
Everybody
large in
includes-
part in the end usually were sold off anyway.
Yep.
Well, everybody.
Here's the thing,
includes
and
some
here's,
kind of
here's the other thing.
shovelware.
Here's the other thing you also have to consider. Namely the Xbox 360 is still being sold.
This is true, but as far as the PS3 and 360 go, Sony and Microsoft have stopped updating the sales records publicly for those consoles because they don't care. Which is why I say they stand at about 85 million apiece because that's the last update they gave. And mind you, those are units shipped, not sales. So it might be a little bit lower as far as actually sold through to the consumer.
Well, yes, with the Xbox 360 and PS3, yeah, that would be the case.
Yep.
However, the Wii U, it would eventually have all been sold anyway because they haven't produced anymore.
I mean, who
They have to get rid of
feels?
inventory.
Yep.
I mean, who feels that? I mean, Nintendo makes great ideas for consoles. The whole tablet thing, it's a good idea. But who feels like it would be interesting if Nintendo licensed their stuff to other consoles?
This is one of those. I actually like what you bring up because this brings back a thing I was saying. Like Nintendo likes to take risks, but they only like to take risks when it's necessary. Like
Unless
the
it's
next gen.
Virtual Boy.
We're not gonna bring up the Virtual Boy because
That's the bastard child that nobody
I will
wants.
laugh. I will laugh hysterically if we talk about the Virtual Boy. But like Nintendo only takes risks when they feel like they have to take a risk. You know, like I said before, when they bring an old game back from a third-party dev or make a new one to appease a certain part of their audience, or they'll make a piece of hardware to accompany their other hardware. Other than that, they usually try to play it safe and stay chummy with what they already have. I don't know.
I mean,
The only thing I have to say against that is, yeah, they did take a huge risk with the Wii because they kind of had to. Because if I remember right, didn't the GameCube kind of flag against the other consoles?
yeah, the
The-
GameCube wasn't
just a
as
little bit.
successful.
The GameCube is now. It was for the longest time, but it is now their second worst-selling console. The Wii U overtook the GameCube for their worst-selling console of all time.
I had a GameCube when it came out. I didn't think it was bad. I mean, the games were good. Like they had Wind Waker. What else? They had. What else did they
Red
fucking play?
Sunshine. They had Metroid Prime 1 and 2.
I think there was an article I read a while back where it took the Wii U about a little less, about 3 years to sell 10.8 million units. If you remember, the Dreamcast from Sega was only on the market commercially for 18 months, and it sold just about 10.8 million units. So it took the Wii U twice as long to hit the same number in its commercial lifetime. So I think, I don't know.
The big turnoff factor was the fact they took the risk again with a console and they used a tablet, which seemed to have turned off a lot of people. But I went ahead and I got the console eventually anyway because I forget exactly why.
I mean, we want to play Zelda.
I thought it was kind of a silly thing, but then I started using it. I'm like, hey, this is actually kind of a neat feature.
Yep.
I could actually lay in my bed and play a virtual console game.
I usually bring up this other point that, like, Nintendo is the reverse of Sega in the sense that Sega was willing to take risks to the point of their demise, and if Nintendo keeps going this way, they're going to play it safe to their demise. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
If they play it safe with this next console, they could be in some serious financial trouble, because, yeah. You need innovation to continue to function as a relevant part of the industry.
I don't get this. What was the big? The big selling point for the PS4 was its price, mostly.
Yeah.
Well, that they were kind of slapping Microsoft silly over the fact that they still did kind of shove a lot of DRM into the Xbox One.
Well, every console maker company, they have their own different philosophy. Remember we said how Nintendo makes feels they make a kid's toy?
Yes.
Sony feels they make a home entertainment center.
So does Xbox.
Well, Sony's a little bit more adept at it. I'll get to what Microsoft does in a moment. But
I already know what you're going to say.
But with the Sony PlayStation 4, you're getting something that can play Blu-rays, you're getting something that can play 3D Blu-rays, you're getting something that can do 4K resolution. It actually has better video RAM and an upgradable hard drive compared to the Xbox One.
Yep.
Like, you're talking about operating off of DDR5 RAM compared to the DDR3 that the Xbox One has, which is
and you also have to think, for the first year of the console's lifespan, it was even worse of a hardware gap because Microsoft was using one of the 8 cores in the Xbox One to make the Kinect function, and the Kinect was forced on the Xbox One for about a year, so not too fun as far as that goes.
Yes, but
at least Sony learned from trying to use that one architecture for the PS3.
The cell architecture. That's because Sony had a different mindset. Sony was trying to make a supercomputer. They thought, if we make a console a supercomputer, it'll not only compete with consoles, it'll compete with computers.
Which the problem was no developer knew how to actually properly optimize for it in the end.
And by the time a developer like Naughty Dog, right? They were the ones who made The Last of Us, which The Last of Us is a great game. I will say that. That game's like a PC top-tier game.
Even before The Last of Us, though, you have Uncharted.
Yeah,
that's a crazy...
But my point is, it took developers a couple years to actually figure out, oh, this is how the cell architecture works, and by that point, it was too late, because PCs had already advanced to a point where Sony's whole marketing point for the PS3 was nulled. So
this is true. Now, let's get on to what Microsoft feels they're selling you.
Oh boy.
Microsoft thinks they're selling you a service.
Yes.
If you look at everything they do with their consoles, it revolves around Xbox Live.
Yep.
If you want to get the full functionality of everything it does, you have to have Xbox Live.
Gold.
Yes, you can have silver.
Yes, you pay for the console, and you pay even more money just to get the full experience.
What about PlayStation?
Consoles are sold as a loss leader.
Well, unfortunately, PlayStation has started to move towards the necessity of using PSN.
Pay to play. Yes,
yeah,
pay to
but
play.
that's you can still access the majority of the game without requiring that. When they do require it, you need it for like
Multiplayer.
multiplayer competitive games. Like I know it was, I think Madden required a PSN connection.
Bloodborne, I think, needs that.
Now, Sony, I don't know. So the only reason Sony came out with PlayStation Plus was because of the huge hack on the PlayStation 3 and the fact that they were losing money. They were losing a
Well, they
lot of
saw
money.
how much money Microsoft was getting. You
I don't know.
the corporations are going to mimic what they see everybody else making money with. So
Yeah, they saw, but moreover, like they were losing a shit ton of money when nobody was paying for it, and then the huge hack happened. If you remember, in about 2011, that cost
thank
them a
you,
lot of
Lizard
money.
Squad.
Yep. So Sony really had no choice this time around. Like they couldn't play the nice guy with free multiplayer because they don't have the money to give you that for free. But either way, we'll continue with the Xbox. You were saying they're like a service.
Well, yeah, Microsoft has treated both the Xbox 360 and the Xbox One as service-based consoles.
Consoles, yes.
You have to have Xbox Live Gold in order to get full capability. And some games, like particularly Titanfall, require you to be online, even though there's no point for it.
I think a lot of that has to do with how they handled the original Xbox, because the original Xbox, for all intents and purposes, lost them a shit ton of money on the hardware side. I think it was somewhere around 24 billion. They lost a lot of money on the hardware side of that console because it's, I don't know. But then they came with Xbox Live Gold in about 2002, and they proceeded to make all their money back. And when it came time for the next generation, like, ooh, a service is much more profitable.
I mean, I think the main reason was the service was for like Halo and such, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, Halo 2 was their flagship title for Xbox Live.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
but like by the time the 360 came out, they had made all their money back from their hardware losses and then some. So they're like, why don't we stop just making a console for making a console and making a console for a service? And that's what they've been doing since. So, I don't know. I think the ninth generation consoles, if it even comes out, because frankly, a lot of people in the industry are questioning if it even will, or if it'll even be like traditional console generations. I think it's going to be very different.
I mean, you know what I don't like about this generation?
What?
That, like, unlike the previous generation, the discs had all the information for the game. Now you have to upload all the information of the game onto the system, which takes up space, and then you're limited about how many games you can keep on your system unless you get an external hard drive.
This is true. Well, I do have to give Sony an infinite amount of credit because they actually allow you to upgrade your internal hard drive without getting banned, whereas you can actually upgrade your internal Xbox One hard drive. You can, but you will risk getting console banned, and if you get console banned, it's a brick.
Well,
So
I
you
was
have
just
to
get
go
an
through the
external hard drive.
stupid-ass workaround of connecting it in an external enclosure.
Yeah.
Yes. So.
Except it has to be a USB 3.
Right,
Yes,
it has to be USB 3.
And it has to be over 256 gigabytes, but that's not really an issue.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're going to be spending maybe $80 and you'll get 2 terabytes or a terabyte. So you'd be good.
Yes. Yep.
But I don't like this, though. When I bought my system, when I thought I got 500 gigabytes, I thought it'd be like 480. I opened the thing,
No, yeah.
I only get 325.
Yeah, that's because they're counting it as base 10 now.
Yeah, see, I actually was pretty pissed about that too, because for the Xbox 360, for example, they actually put the entire operating system of the 360 right onto the motherboard, like it was embedded into the motherboard, which is why
there was no deviation about the amount of RAM you had. I mean, the amount of memory.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you could play a 360 without a hard drive. You could literally have nothing inside of it for a hard drive and still play shit. It's just, but then people like Base 10, they started making you have to download the operating system onto a hard drive, and I can see why that's good, but for Microsoft especially, they use such a slow hard drive that it's not worth it.
So wait, where is all the memory going?
What do you mean all the
Base
memory?
10, it's not going anywhere.
I mean,
So they changed the prefix nomenclature so that they can get around that as a marketing gimmick.
Yep.
you're telling me you're telling me the 1 terabyte Xbox One maybe
It's not
only
2 to
has
40
700.
anymore. It's 10 to the 12, right?
Yeah.
So when they tell you that, and you expect, so your operating system recognizes, so operating systems haven't caught up with that bullshit. Everything's still counted in base 2, which is smart. So when you count something in base 2 that is supposed to be a terabyte, and they use base 10, there's quite a bit of it missing.
Mm. And yeah,
it's just not the same number.
Wait. So is the PS4 that too? Do they do that for the PS4?
Yes. No, the PS4
It doesn't matter what hard
downloads.
drive you use. They sell it to you with a base 10 memory count, and your computer will count it in base 2.
Yes. And for all intents and purposes, both those consoles are just dressed up PCs in console boxes. They're just But for the lack of better words, I can see why they wanted to make you download the operating system to a hard drive this time around, because the operating systems are much larger than the X-Cross dashboard and the 360 dashboard that existed then. So I don't know. But the problem you run into is if you have a slow hard drive and you don't have a very large hard drive, making the operating system run off of that hard drive really bogs the system down. The Xbox One comes to mind. It only has a 5700 RPM hard drive, I believe, stock. So.
Well, that's why I'm gonna get a
5900.
Yeah, 5900. Sorry. Yes.
That's why I'm getting a 7200 RPM external hard drive.
Yeah. So I mean.
Why would you do that? Why not get a solid state? Get a solid state and put it in a good enclosure.
Yeah, that's probably.
Well, I don't want to spend above $100.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I want to spend $80, maybe upload some videos onto it. You know, nothing.
Yeah, but I don't know. I was kind of hoping when the 8th generation was coming out that they were gonna continue to do the thing where the operating system is just on the motherboard, but yeah.
Now, what's with the Wii U though? I just know this is with the Xbox One and the PS4. What is with the? I don't remember. What's with the Wii U's games?
You mean the dashboard or the games?
The games. Do they download to the system or are they on the disc?
I don't own a Wii U, but
I think you can play them off the disc actually.
I know the Wii U, as far as DRM, I guess that's the question you're asking, is that the Wii U works the way the 360 works, where all the data is on the disc, but they also do updates like the other consoles, like you update your game, update your dashboard.
Well, yeah.
So, but yes, the Wii U uses the standard, on disc stuff.
Yeah, if I remember right, yeah, you do have the games on disc, but you can install them to the thing if you want to for, faster load times and whatnot.
It's optional. Like, you know how the 360 and PS3 would ask you, do you want to install this to your hard drive? You could click yes or no. That's how the Wii U does it.
Okay.
I'm sure you know
although the Wii U likes to use the SD cards.
Yeah. I don't understand why they used an SD card hard drive 32 gigabytes at launch. That was fucking ridiculous.
That was pretty ridiculous.
That was disgusting. 32
Hey,
gigabytes.
not as disgusting as a 60 gig Xbox 360 hard drive.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
That's you fill that up in no time flat. That's
Like, honestly, a lot of the old hard drive sizes for the PS3 and 360 were pretty bad back in the day. Like, Jesus.
well, it gets
Remember,
worse now because most of the games when you
got
go to
bigger.
install them,
Yes.
they install onto your hard drive.
Yes.
So the only thing you're putting the disc in for is to unlock the game.
Yeah. I believe there is a glitch for the 8th gen consoles where you can, like, it'll force you to install a game, and if you have to leave the disc in, but if you leave the disc in and then delete the game, before, like, around the 99% to 100% mark, then you can play the game without it
I
being
mean,
installed to your hard drive. But
is the reason they're installing it on your system to make it not lag?
No. The
No.
reason being is limitations. You can only put so much information that's playable off of the Blu-rays that they're currently putting them on.
Yep.
So what they do is they put it in kind of like on a computer. It's an installer. When you put
That's
it in your system, it expands it so it's playable.
That's why, like, if you've ever bought a 360 version of an Xbox One game, it comes on 2 HD DVD discs instead of one because they can't fit all of that data on one disc. And again, the 360 puts all of the game on a disc. There's no, some of it comes from an online download, so they have to do two.
I'm happy that soon the Xbox One's going to be able to play multi-disc games. So I can buy Mass Effect and just play them all and then get ready for Mass Effect 4 whenever that comes out.
Yep.
Mass Effect Andromeda. I believe they're dropping the number.
Well, I mean, let's just call it Mass Effect 4 for this case.
But
yeah, so so I can upload my progress from the Xbox One instead of doing it from the Xbox 360.
Probably.
And I also want to play Assassin's Creed. I'd love to play Assassin's Creed on the Xbox One.
Why?
Because I like Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood. Those were my favorite.
Okay. That's cool, I guess. I don't know. What else is there to talk about?
I don't know. I'm waiting for Nick to pop in with something, but he's probably too busy bounty hunting or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, nice if you could like screen share what you were doing, Nick.
Well, see, this is the thing about Nick. He's probably playing his god tier game, GTA 5. Lol. I swear, if we ever do a Green Rapist meetup, I'm like gonna sit him down in front of a computer and force him to play the computer version of GTA 5.
And he'd be like, "What is this witchcraft?"
Yeah.
Well, he's gonna take the mouse and throw it at you first off. This is unusable.
Yeah, I'll don't worry. I'll give him a 360 controller. I don't want a 360 controller. Well, fuck.
Has anyone here played Dark Souls 2?
Yes.
Has anyone played Dark Souls 2: Sins of the Last Scholar?
No.
I played Dark Souls 2 and got really far in it, and I played it on the PC with an Xbox controller. So I got Dark Souls 2: Sins of the Last Scholar, expecting it to be the same.
Yep.
I play it.
Mm-hmm.
It's very different, which is unsettling. Like, they add the harder enemies in the beginning, like the ogres. They're in the fucking forest.
The ogres are in the forest. Everybody look out.
Yep.
Ogres are like onions.
They make you cry.
You know those one-eyed things?
Here's a question, Varric, you might, or Craig, you might be able to answer this. What do you think Nintendo's next console is going to be?
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
I love you, Vyric.
I mean, one hopes they'll come out with the next one, though they're getting close to the end of the alphabet.
I already see where Craig's going. All the consoles need to die.
No. You see, consoles fill a niche application, and it's all fun and dandy.
Oh, come on, Craig.
Wait.
I can probably
I simply
imagine.
maintain that PCs are better.
I
Because
can
they
I
are.
can imagine how hard you're probably holding back the whole. But if consoles die, PC gaming will exponentially get better at a faster rate.
I have a topic we can talk about.
What?
Everyone's gonna love this.
Okay.
Is EA
Heat it
destroying indie gaming?
Gag me.
Yes,
Well,
I
that's
am.
Not
right.
intentionally.
Gag me.
That sounds kinky.
Are you trying to say that EA is the Illuminati of gaming?
No, EA is like the Reapers. They're coming to kill us all. That's what they are.
No, they don't want to kill us all. They don't get any money that way.
Oh, okay. They're like the fuck. It's been a while since I played Mass Effect 2. They're like the
collectors.
yes, the
Well,
collectors,
I
assuming
mean-
direct control. Yeah.
Well, I mean, EA
I'm
is
still
already.
mad about the endings of Mass Effect 3. I
If
am
you wanna-
still butthurt.
If you
You
want to
and
talk
everyone
about
else who played it.
you want to talk about EA's killing indie games, let's look at
Allie,
how
don't be so entitled.
let's look at how EA contributed to the death of arcade games.
That was a new noise, Ellie.
Fucking
That was
entitled
interesting.
Gamers.
That was.
No, EA ruined a few good games. I can name a few. They ruined Spore.
Only a few.
Yes, they
Only
fucked
a
up
few?
Spore.
I love Spore. I loved it to death.
Ruined it.
It looked a lot better in the beta. A
They
lot
took its inner
better.
child and they skull fucked it.
Yep. But wouldn't you agree that EA contributed to the death of arcade games as well? Because let's be honest, there almost isn't any arcade games that come out anymore.
Wasn't that because of Nintendo though?
No, it was kind of like a lot of contributing factors. Sega getting out of the console business was a major one. EA not publishing a lot of arcade games is another. Nintendo had their contributions, but there just aren't a lot of arcade games anymore. And there is a big difference between an arcade game and an indie game, obviously. So it's always a little bit sad.
Just
So-
out of curiosity, what would be the difference between an indie game, say like Risk of Rain, versus what would you consider an arcade game?
I would say something like Portal, Minecraft, Crazy Taxi, stuff like that. Those are arcade games.
Portal?
Portal, yeah, the first Portal game, the first Portal game. I would consider that an arcade game, yes, arguably.
I have another can of worms I'll unleash, but I'll not unleash it now.
Okay.
But what was it? Speaking of Mass Effect 2, was the Elusive Man based on EA's director?
I don't know.
Because I've heard theories about that.
I have no idea.
Allie, you know this?
About what?
Is
Who?
the Elusive Man based on the director of EA?
Really now?
That's what I heard.
You know what's funny? I wouldn't be very surprised.
But what you were asking something, Derek? I know, because I said what I considered an arcade game. What were you gonna ask?
You ever seen Risk of Rain?
Yes, I have. I haven't played it, but I have seen it. Yes.
Okay, do you think that walks the line between being an indie game and being an arcade game?
I would say there are a lot of games like that walk the line between an indie game and an arcade game, but yeah. My only point is there's a difference between the number of arcade games that were coming out in the early 2000s and how bare bones it is now. If you see what I mean.
I gotcha.
Yep. And I mean, if you look at the indie gaming market, I guess you can kind of see that trend starting to happen with indie games, where a lot of indie games are shit, which are turning a lot of people off of indie gaming, and also EA being the glorious ethical company they are.
Say that 3 times in a straight face.
I'm good. I'd rather kill myself.
Uh-huh.
What's that? You wanted to talk to Cave Dweller?
Yeah, I'd also like my toenails ripped off one by one.
What's that? You'd rather talk to a bunch of annoying people, say Cave Dweller, Stage Fright, and another annoying person I'm thinking of?
Trans massage.
Demented gamer.
Misogyny? Jeez, I'm so glad Sarah Nyberg didn't mysteriously show up out of nowhere.
I know.
Or Anita Sarkeesian.
Or
Chelsea Van Valkenburg.
That means you looked up something. That's
any of another number of irritating persons.
Oh,
do you
shit.
Mean, do you mean John Flint?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay,
sorry.
how is
You mean,
what is everyone's favorite game?
You're saying my favorite game of all time?
Let's do favorite current generation.
I already like to answer, but I'm probably gonna have to go now. Even though I had
Okay.
a nap, it's probably good for me to at least get some more sleep.
Okay. My favorite current generation game. That's tough. I don't have. I would say so far the only one that's interested me a lot was Fallout 4, but even then, that's.
I'm a roll with StarCraft.
So I'll go.
When you say current,
I'll go
do you mean anything from like the past, like what, 4 years?
No, I mean like Xbox One, PS4, and Wii.
Okay, so you mean in the last 2 years of PC console generation? Okay.
Yeah.
StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void, hands down.
I tried StarCraft, never got into it.
Yeah, you and Jim would get along. He keeps trying to say that I should, play Warhammer and stuff like that. And he'll play StarCraft when I play like Warhammer, and I razz him all the time about it. I'm like, damn you, Jim, and your Faustian bargains.
You know what those games remind me of? I mean, if I'm wrong, tell me. Weren't those RTS games like Age of Empires was one of them and such, right?
Did you just reference a game that came out for the games for Windows Live applet back in the day?
Oh,
No, Age of Empires came out.
That was an abortion. That was that bad.
I will murder you if you bring up games that were originally made for games for Windows Live.
No, games for Windows Live was hell. I had Fallout 3, and it
Tell me about it.
Ass.
Tell me about it. Thank God for Steam.
Well, Steam wasn't around then, really. That's the why.
I know.
That's why
Steam's not even that great.
Steam's better than the aborted fetus stepchild known as Games for Windows Live.
I don't know. Here's
Hey, Shadowrun was awesome, alright?
I'm gonna put you in hell for a moment.
Would you like to say that again with a straight face?
No, I think I felt my appendix coming up. That was really funny.
Max, I'm gonna put you in hell for a moment.
Okay.
Alright. You can only choose one of these services to play
shut up,
your
Sartre.
games on.
I can already smell my flesh burning, but go on.
Origin,
Which one's the fat lesbian?
Uplay,
Oh,
or
the burning.
games
Oh.
for Windows Live.
What about Origin?
Oh, you're dumping gasoline on the fire. Oh.
The only game you can ever play again is Undertale.
Oh, you want me to die, don't you? Just can I have a third option? Can it be death?
Nope.
What games? I can only play Undertale on either of the two services.
You have to play Papers, Please at least 5 times in a row.
Or I would pick Origins. I pick Origins. as much as I would want to light myself on fire with gasoline, I'll pick Origins.
You know, I will give EA some credit. They at least give you a free game every once in a while. You know, they throw you a bone for your suffering.
Yeah.
Like here, we know you don't like using our service, and you
when I'm a charred skeleton with my head falling off, I get a free game. Lovely.
Well, they gave everything from Jade Empire to what was the last one they had? Red Alert 2, I think.
Yeah.
Away for free.
Boss.
And they also gave away Dragon Age Origins.
That's a pretty good one.
So they haven't exactly been stingy. Now they have put some stickers in there, like Crusader.
Well, to be fair, I mean, they give you these free games, and then they turn around and integrate microtransactions.
What are you guys talking about?
Not the older ones. The one game that I'm really disappointed in was Dead Space 3.
Yeah,
Oh,
I can
God.
I can think of a game that's really bad right now that I will never understand why people play it or like it, and that would be the new Battlefront game. But,
Because it's Star Wars.
well, because it's online only, and in about 2 years, when EA decides it's no longer usable, it goes offline, and you don't have a game.
Yep.
I also feel like the DLCs, you pay for DLCs, which is bullshit. I mean, I'm okay with buying downloadable content if it expands upon the game, but when you make downloadable content for maps, that's bullshit.
Now,
come on, I've read it was good on Kotaku.
Now, I will say this: there was a time when I was willing to say DLC was worth it, and that was when you could get DLC. You could get DLC discs, like Halo 2 is a perfect example. Like the actual map packs. You could go to GameStop and get the Halo 2 map pack disc. So that I could advocate for, you know.
Actually,
What, mate?
There is one example I can actually like approve of, and that's like the downloadable content for StarCraft. Effectively, they had resisted doing the whole, you know, paid transaction DLC crap, whatever, and like finally, they're all like, well, we're kind of planning on expanding the story a bit, and for like $15 you can buy all of the mission packs now, which is about the cost of half the game, which is about the total number of missions they're planning to release anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's usually how much DLC is, $20.
Mm-hmm.
$15-$20. Yep.
But it's like there's not this shit where it's like, you know, oh, buy skins or weapon skins and, you know, fucking...
Well, that's bullshit.
There's a fine line between DLC, like map packs or a story expansion, and $1 weapon skins.
Hey,
Weapons.
how about that?
No, wait, I got a perfect example. Payday, with the paying to play the game.
Garbage.
For items to play the game.
Get it away from me. I will never
Worse
touch
than
that game.
Payday. Okay.
I will never touch that game again because of that.
I'm just saying, the worse than Payday would have to be Evolve.
Don't.
That game had problems.
No, you know what
are you
Evolve
talking
is
about?
like? It's like Titanfall. It's pretty much like Titanfall, where you have random maps, and you pretty much just fight against the people, which is
No, it's
Titanfall.
like someone shat a CD drive and tried to close it real hard. Then they broke off the tray and started crying.
Shat on the CD drive and then ripped it off. that was good. That was good. But yeah,
And they're all like, "Are you not entertained?"
there's a difference between $1 weapon skins and a $15 map pack. That a $15 map pack I can justify more than a $1 weapon skin, which is just cancerous as fuck.
Dude, look at my weapon. It looks so awesome.
Yeah, that green camo really is sexy and
You know what's funny is
Isn't
this
that
game
so
has
much to the fucking
this game
game?
has weapon skins, but you can actually you can earn them using getting cert points instead. Instead of trying to just like pay for everything.
Yep.
Okay, you guys ready for the can of worms?
Yes.
Go for it.
Valve and Half-Life 3.
I'm
I'm torn. You see, like it has a lot of promise, but it doesn't have. See, everything that it has promised for it seems legit, but it hasn't promised more than like a title.
Wait, has Half-Life 3 been confirmed?
No.
Okay.
That's the problem.
No.
It has so much
It's
promise.
been exactly
so much
10
promise.
years. 10 years since...
Don't let 10 years bother you. You see, we got ourselves the latest Duke Nukem. That definitely happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was a steaming pile of shit.
If you want to talk about games that were never supposed to get a sequel that miraculously got a sequel, let's talk about Shenmue 3. It was 14 years before Yu Suzuki decided, I'm going to go back and make the final. But
why?
hey, Shenmue was a good game. It wasn't great. I will be the first to say the game was good. It wasn't mind blowing, motherfucking god. No, it was a sound game. That was about it. No.
Oh, this is not good. We're gonna lose.
But
dude, did you see the population? Fuck, no wonder.
Here's my response to your can of worms. Did you know that Valve can't count to 3?
Really?
Yeah. Did you know Valve can't count to 3? They're incapable of counting to 3 on game.
Why don't you send an email to Gabe asking him what number falls between 2.9 and 4.1, and see if he answers.
That's about
answer
right there.
No,
what's that?
That's about infinite numbers right there.
No, here. Do you want me to give you Gabe's response?
Infinity on an order you're not actually being honest
to. Z. The answer's Z.
Shit.
It's got to be Z.
No. The answer is still 8 to the side.
No, actually, Gabe would probably give you a 0. He'd literally say, look into this 0 long and hard, and if you look hard enough, you'll see Half-Life 3.
I mean, I understand why. I think they're so successful with Steam. Steam has been a big success for Valve, pretty much. So I don't see the need, I guess, for it. I don't think they see the need.
Well, just like they don't see the need of making
Portal 3.
Portal 3 or
What?
Come on, you know you'd love Portal 3.
What about the zombie game they made? I'm trying to think of it.
Half-Life 3.
Left 4 Dead.
3.
Yeah, Left 4 Dead 3. Like I said, Valve is incapable of counting to 3.
Yeah,
they can't do it. they
can't do it.
If the next Half-Life game comes out, it's going to be called Half-Life 4 because they cannot say 3.
I saw your stuff here saying in the Skype.
What's that?
I just saw what you were putting in Skype. I didn't see it.
or they'll come out with Half-Life.
My Skype cabal.
They'll come out with Half-Life 2.1. Like it'll be completely different from Half-Life 2, but no, this is Half-Life 2.1.
With additional maps. You can play as the map itself.
Yeah,
No.
thrill as you sit there and let people trample all over you,
Yes.
using you at the click of a button.
And if you spam the A button fast enough, you can trigger the I'm a firing my lasers.
Oh, fire!
Oh, that's just ridiculous.
Actually, I just saw it was a screenshot of the newest Super Smash Brothers. Somebody had released a mod where you could play as Hyrule Temple itself. Like it created this like Hyrule Temple character inside the map, and it was like Hyrule Temple instead of Hyrule Temple fighting the other characters. That shit was funny.
Byron, I want you to look at my screen. You see the population cap? It's like the game is giving me a middle fucking finger right here. Like, you will not win on this map.
You will not win.
But Craig,
Anyways.
Enjoy
Craig.
your ass plowing.
Craig, here's what you have to do.
What?
Activate God mode.
This game doesn't have that. It has the opposite of that.
Activate
It has
God.
the complete
Dude.
100% opposite of that.
Don't worry, man. Just activate God mode.
Watch. You see, I can just go ahead and... I should have spawned as an engineer, because that would have made my point a whole lot
Alright,
funnier.
activate God mode for your engineer.
No, I'll do it. I'll do it. Just give me a second. Go ahead. I'll redeploy, and I'll do this.
Alright. I better see you take damage and not die.
Okay.
Good luck with that.
No. It's okay. I'll make Max's point right here. Oh,
So wait, what's the point of Planet Side 2? It's pretty much to take over.
There is no point.
There is no point.
It's the Seinfeld of video games.
What the hell?
He's right, you know.
He is. No, see, there's as much of a point to playing that game as there is to playing
No,
a
there's
battle.
no point. You can go on there. You can kill, like, your KD ratio could be 20 to 1. And everybody will call you a faggot for giving a shit about your kill-death ratio.
But
Yes,
that's
because look,
I was
my
about
KD
to-
ratio is terrible, and I'm still doing awesome.
But I was about to say the same thing about Battlefield.
My
Damn
KD
it.
ratio is 0.21.
There's as much of a point to playing that game as there is to playing Battlefield 4 legitimately.
Oh my god, Craig.
No point at all.
Big
Craig,
fucking
you
deal.
imagine having to deal with this? Just look at that article real quick.
Oh, hold on a second.
Let's see.
I'm gonna
CERN
trigger you here.
needs to figure out which
Yeah, I
9,000
can imagine
cables
that. I have had to deal with a smaller version of that.
for
Yo, but to dig
But that would
through
be a bitch, yes.
9,000 cables.
Ha!
And I just came back to digging through 9,000 cables.
Yeah, but
No,
not
they
like the
ha-
diplomatic kind either.
No. There's like 20,000 cables, and they have to find 9,000 of them that are obsolete.
When is
Side chat. Check the article. Last thing linked.
okay?
That's horrible.
Okay, now Max, I can go ahead and do this for you.
There you
Okay.
go.
I wanna
Yes,
see
they
it.
have to identify the 9,000 obsolete cables. So it's not like they're looking through
So
9,000
what?
cables.
See,
They're
I
looking
take out-
through.
I take out the proximity mine,
Yep.
and I just go ahead and throw them in here. And then
Yeah.
I fire at them.
And you're dead.
Take God mode.
That's not God mode, you bastard.
Look, I can do it again. See, right there. I can even shoot with someone in here.
Would it kill them too?
I mean, I played Planet Side 2. It's a good game, but it's just repetitive and gets boring.
Like Seinfeld.
Yeah.
You see, if
Yeah.
I do it often enough, I can even lock my weapon.
Virik, thank you for that. Just fuck
I'm
Seinfeld.
sure I'm going to get lots of angry messages here, too.
He's killing his teammate. What the fuck, man? Oh
No,
my
the
God.
people
You
you play
killed
with in this game hate you. I just want you to understand that. Anybody you play with on Planet Side 2, unless you know them in real life, they hate you.
This reminds me of like the one of the only times I played like a Call of Duty game and I went into a hardcore playlist and killed all my teammates.
This is gonna piss off everyone, and it's gonna be glorious.
We're gonna piss off everyone, and it'll be glorious.
You're gonna destroy. Yo.
You see how he turned around? What was that?
Can you actually blow that turret up?
Yeah.
Blow the friendly turret up. That'd be hilarious.
Hold on a minute.
Oh my God,
Trying
CERN!
to get
This is
capped here in a second.
CERN, like that's a massive facility, guys. Like the engineers need bicycles just to get from point A to point B.
That sucks. So yeah, they probably have to dig through like 1 million cables to find the 9,000.
You don't even
Like
think about that.
most of that facility is all equipment. Like when you see the inside, like an entire chamber is fucking equipment.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean it's just the actual like collisions take place in a tiny, teeny little tube. And like just the entire thing is fucking magnets, cables, fucking wires,
What do you
instruments.
expect? It generates, collisions that are giga electron volts.
Terra.
Yeah, I mean it's
Terra
just
electron volt.
Yeah, but like as a baseline, it's in the gigas.
yeah. So I mean they're gonna have to find this shit with like probabilities and like hope they got the right ones. To get like the actual true 9,000 is gonna take a while. They've got to test and retest each of those fucking
Yeah,
shit,
dude,
man.
like I'm sure it'll like be easy to find the first couple hundred, and then after that they're gonna start.
You realize that you just make yourself a big checklist. All the cables are labeled, and they know where they are.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
like,
you gotta read through all of that.
yeah, you also have to.
but
It's not. It's
to
not
find the two ends of it.
You also have to.
Literally
You also have to search, man. You have to search through like a jungle of wires.
That's nice. They're nice in art and catalog like a fucking library.
But you still have
Betcha
to
they're
go.
not.
You still
No,
have to go through a jungle of wires.
Shit. Ah.
Imagine taking a tour through the Amazon rainforest. Only
I'll be
the
right
Amazon
back.
rainforest is like a jungle of wires. That's probably.
So, if you wanted to
Like
engage in
Marx
some
on it.
console peasantry, you can buy
Yep.
an Xbox One on Amazon for $300 right now.
I have an Xbox One.
I bought my Xbox One with the Halo edition for $300.
I'm
Yeah,
still
my-
not buying one until they fix the fucking hard drive.
My Xbox One will sit and collect dust and continue to do so.
Well, come on, play GTA 5 with us.
Nope. You know what game I played recently just to see if it was worth my time on a console and not on a PC, which I already know the answer, but Fallout 4, and I can tell you, it's
Why?
it's-
What? That's not even a. You know what? Fallout 4 is one of the greatest games ever. It's 2007 out of 10.
Listen, man, I bought the game to test. I bought the game to test the mods, because you can get
'Cause
mods.
you can do the same thing with Skyrim.
No, I know. You can take mods from PC and put them on.
Oh yeah,
the
Xbox
console.
One.
Yes,
They have mods for Fallout 4.
yes. They did the same thing for Skyrim, but for the 360. But anyways, like that's the only reason I bought the Xbox One copy. I have a PC copy unopened. So
I got the collector's edition.
You know,
and
I
it's only a
hate
5
to disappoint you,
5
but
gigabyte disc. I feel
What?
ripped.
what?
I hate to disappoint you, but the PC version is only an installer on the disc.
I know.
Yes,
I
I
already know it's an installer, dude. I do not expect there to be anything on that disc except an installer for Steam. If there is anything other than that, I will be pleasantly surprised. But it don't matter.
I mean, it saved them a lot of money, I bet. Like, they just give you 5 megabyte Blu-rays. So much
Pretty
cheaper
much.
than buying the 20
Pretty much. Pretty much.
gigabyte Blu-ray.
You still have. I do love it though. Like, there's no game data on the disc except for an installer. installer for the game from some external server on Steam, yet you have to keep the disc in your PC.
No, you
Like, I
don't.
love it.
I don't keep
Usually,
my disc in the PC.
usually you do.
No, it plays without it. I play
Really?
it off Steam.
For Fallout 4?
Yeah.
Some games do that though, like where they'll force you to keep the disc in for like, verification reasons. So
It's basically a key. It's a
Yeah.
key to play the game.
yes, the disc will act as a key. I didn't know if Fallout 4 worked that way or not. I guess it doesn't.
It's
A lot
not
of
like I
games-
have an unsolicited opinion on Israel, you know.
What are your opinions on Israel?
I don't know, it's unsolicited.
Well, I'm soliciting it now.
Me too. What's your opinion on
Let's
Israel?
end the show.
No, I want to talk to Vyrick about Israel.
All right,
And the
Barry.
show. The show must
What,
go on.
you didn't hear about this, Evo?
No, I don't have a TV, and I don't watch the news outside of the weather report.
Okay, well, here's what happened. Somebody made a comic book, and they're basically they're supposed to be illustrating an old god, and they have him saying stupid shit, like, he says, red pill, MRA opinion, unsolicited opinion on Israel. Like, that's what he's literally saying in the chat boxes.
Uh
So now the new meme is going to be unsolicited opinion on Israel.
huh.
Wait, let me see. Who's got the link to the regular chat?
I don't know. So, Craig, are we gonna end this soon?
I mean,
We're
unless you
pretty
guys
much
have more
killing
stuff
it.
you want to talk about.
Alright,
No, I
Craig,
was going to
before we
say,
end it,
because
can
we're
I
going to
have
talk about something completely different than games.
Ah,
No, yeah, we can do that. I
Nick?
don't know. I just want to make sure we're not just hanging on dead air. That's all.
Nick, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I want the link to the chat box so I can see this shit.
Israel.
What game do you think will be Game of the Year this year?
Probably Fallout 4.
Battletoads.
No.
Probably-
I mean, that's coming out this year. Fallout 4 came out last year.
Oh. Garbage.
Battletoads.
No Man's Sky.
No, I think Garbage 2 will be the game. Yes, I think Garbage 2.
What about Doom?
I hope so.
Battletoads.
I think Battletoads is a good game. Doom, man.
Unsolicited opinion.
Battletoads, Game of the Year for 30 years.
Battletoads, Game of the Year.
God, that's You know what? I think Conqueror's Bad Fur Day, a part of the Rare Replay collection game. Either way.
I did get the chance to see something interesting earlier today.
What?
Vin Diesel was apparently
What?
Male porn star.
apparently a barker for a toy manufacturer.
Oh.
He was at a toy fair in 1994 making
Uh-huh.
the case for Street Sharks.
Huh.
Oh God. I remember that shit.
Wasn't Street Talks like just a copy of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Ultimately, yeah. except-
Yeah, sort of, pretty
I
much.
realize Mr. Fibble is, probably gone, but Nick in the stream is like, what would happen if Trump went on to Fox News debate? Now, see, you don't understand. I realize he's probably gone,
Sure.
but a debate isn't about winning the fucking argument. You fucking are.
Nick, you cut out.
So why is Donald Trump afraid of Megyn Kelly?
He's not.
No, that's why he won't go on there, right?
No, he just doesn't like Megan's.
Why that he's afraid of her?
So he won't go on there because he asks or she asks him unfair words, right?
No,
I
because
don't
she's
know.
biased.
Making a pretty good point.
What's Nick's point?
I said Vyrick's making a pretty good point.
No, he isn't. He just said Trump is afraid of Megyn Kelly, and that's it.
I don't know. That sounds like a pretty solid point to me.
Can we really expect the President of the United States to be afraid of a simple news person?
You're just
Yes.
parroting. Hold on. You're just parroting Ted Cruz.
Who's Ted
doing
Cruz?
right
Oh,
now.
I didn't even know he
Literally,
was talking
Ted
about it.
Cruz, who accused Trump of being afraid of Megyn Kelly.
Oh, by the way, Nick, Mr. Fibble is here.
You are quoting fucking Ted Cruz.
I didn't realize I was quoting him, dude. I got home
Word
after a
for
14-hour
word.
work day a couple hours ago. Give me some slack. By the way, Craig, if you could let me present
Ted
him.
Cruz seriously.
And presented.
Hey,
Thank
wait, Nick. Yesterday, did you say something about like Hillary being a corporate shill?
She
No,
probably is.
just curious. I don't remember.
Effectively, yes, I did say that. But
Oh, says the guy voting for Trump.
he's not. Everybody, there's a difference between being a shill and just being honest about
He's
it.
a
Like, we all
fucking
know he's from
CEO.
corporate America. Everybody assumes
He's a
that
fucking CEO, and you have the temerity to say Hillary's a corporate shill.
you don't understand
You're
the
done.
word
You're
shill,
done.
then.
You're
You don't
done.
understand
No.
the word shill, then.
Okay, I have a question on that though. You see, who else is funding Trump? I have to ask.
Can you guys
Besides-
read this?
Like, is he taking money from, say, Goldman
No.
Sachs?
No, wait,
You mean
Evo.
Ted
We
Cruz?
have to. We have to be sure of something though. Hillary's a shill because she's spending and taking money from a lot of these other, lobbyists and corporations.
Yeah, but
Trump
see,
is-
every politician does that. But I mean, like,
Exactly.
if you're gonna
That's
accuse
not an
somebody of
excuse.
being a corporate shill, like, be consistent, Don't
Yeah.
fucking advocate for me to
don't
vote for
understand
fucking
the
Trump.
No, but
Evil. You don't
Evil.
understand the word shill, then. Because
Evil.
a shill is someone who's basically planting shit. Donald Trump is not planting anything. Everyone knows he's a fucking CEO.
No, but that's my point. He's a CEO.
What is she planting? For what companies is she planting shit?
Well, let's start out with the lobbying.
Hey, Craig, you think we're
Yeah.
going off topic?
Well, real
By long
quick,
shot, yes.
I wanted to
But
show you this image. This
the
is
topic doesn't need to be stuck to right now.
No, I'm just saying, should we make this show about games or should we
Like,
not go
I
into
don't
politics?
really care. I mean, like, again,
The show.
it's-
No, the show can be whatever.
We pretty
be
much
about
won the
whatever
argument
fuck
when
we want.
Nick decided to go underground and not bother
yeah.
arguing
Even though I
anymore.
tried to help him, and
Takes
he's
that
like,
money
"Nah."
from Citigroup, Goldman Sachs, DLA Piper, JP Morgan Chase and Company, Morgan Stanley. I mean, for someone who claims to be a blue-blooded Democrat, she's got a whole lot of.
All right, Nick. This is the thing. This was my point, though. Like, Hillary's paying those companies to do all that, but like, those companies come to Trump since he's fucking got all of. He's a huge multi-billionaire and CEO of his own company. They're both wrong. Just they go about it a little bit differently.
So is everyone going to vote for Bernie?
They're
I'm
both.
not voting for Bernie. Fuck them.
No, see,
I would
Bernie's.
rather have my intestines removed through my testicles than vote for Bernie fucking Sanders.
That's what I.
No,
That's
that's
what
an
I.
image.
Bernie's not a corporate shill. He's just an idiot. He's legitimately an idiot. That's
He's
it.
literally just an old version of every occupied Democrat to ever exist. Fuck big banks, fuck like big business,
Hold on.
and like that's really his only fucking talking point.
Thank you. You made
Hey,
that.
Evo.
So,
Like beyond that, he's got nothing. I mean, Beach could probably expound on this more than I could and make a lot more fun than I could, but that's just the way I see it.
Now, I'll say this. I mean, Trump, as in my opinion, is the least cancerous candidate of the three, but all three of them
Why
are
Trump is chemo. Here's why he's chemo. Because it tells the establishment to go.
your point. Is irrelevant.
When Donald Trump is in my party for the primaries, like I will totes vote for Trump.
So you're going to vote on party lines. That's ridiculous. That defeats the point of telling the Democrats and the Republicans to elect themselves for the
My
past
party
30 years.
Hold on. My party effectively represents the values that I hold the closest. Trump doesn't.
Whoa.
Nick,
Kaboom!
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
my name.
I'm sorry. You think Trump doesn't represent your views? He's more of a than Hillary Clinton.
here, I'll do it again. There.
All right, I wanted to cover this real quick before we wrap it up.
Sure.
Evo, if you could read that panel.
The comic?
Yeah.
Tell me who rouses boar. What horse-spawn slattern is this, depraved whelp that slithered from the legs of Nope Tootrum, sorry. Angela, this would appear to be your paternal grandfather, father of Odin and patriarch of the gods of Asgard. I thought he was in Valhalla, which gives you an idea of who they let into that place. So this might be one of Gela's tricks. A lot of misogynist filth, red pill MRA, meninist casual racism, unsolicited opinions on Israel.
So apparently, the best thing to do right now is instead of putting actual,
Yo,
verbatim
Nick
in there.
blocks me. Yo, Nick actually blocked me on the street. Nick, you're a salty faggot. You wanted to start the mute squad and you couldn't finish it.
Nick blocked you.
He blocked me.
Vance.
Yeah. Yo.
Oh my god.
Okay, Nick.
Nick, what do you have to say for yourself?
Absolutely
The
nothing.
salt-
Now he's not
the
muting
salt
me. I
is
can
real.
do whatever I want.
Oh.
The salt is real.
So Nick, what's your take on this? Why would the letterer do that? Why would the letterer, instead of writing actual story, decide to go ahead and put in their own verbatim dialogue?
I don't know. I
Because
stopped
it's
giving a
funny.
fuck at a certain point.
Ah, shit.
Because dry humor isn't funny. It's dry and boring.
Dry humor has fun only under certain contexts.
This is true.
Yeah, under certain contexts, but when you're trying to deal with somebody that's supposed to be the patriarch of all the old gods and probably talks like about 40 sailors drunk on Everclear, trying to softball it by slapping your own opinion over what he would say instead of putting what he would actually say just seems lazy.
Kinda,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, but I don't know if
I
he
don't like
was
the writing of the comic.
if
Yep.
if his goal was to make it more humorous as opposed to what it was actually supposed to be, then you know what, go for it. But if he was just doing it for whatever other reason, then I don't know.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure we're going to see a article about it tomorrow or within a little while. Who knows?
Well, all the usual scumbags like to write articles about stuff like that for their money, their clicks.
Me
My
money!
clicks.
Arg, 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 arg.
My clicks. My pennies and my clicks.
Wait, did you just say my pennies and my clicks, or my panties and my clicks?
My pennies and my clicks.
Sorry, man, I totally misheard you.
Okay. No, you know what? That works too because they
But-
get their panties in a
I was gonna
bunch.
say,
every
not
time
in
someone-
altogether unproductive manner, though.
Yeah. No, because they get their panties in a bunch when somebody uses ad block on an article.
Max,
Or what?
you gotta look at this dude's name.
What name?
Check out that tweet. Look at the
Okay.
dude's name.
What the fuck?
Captain Murphy from C Lab 2021.
I'm done. I remember
His
that
name
show.
is A. Laval. He did it. He
For
did
throwing
it, fam. A.
Stop.
Laval.
Good for him.
I missed that show. Who misses that?
I could live without it, but good for him for being so concerned with Donald Trump's nutritional health. I'm pretty sure Donald Trump was vitamin something deficient.
I mean, who feels Donald Trump's all talk, and if he gets to be president, he's gonna just not do what he says, pretty much.
A man has
You
been
know, he
arrested.
already said he's going to do that, though.
I'll
I'm
read
going to be a
this out.
completely different person when I'm president.
I'll read this out for all the people in the chat who can't see it.
Oh,
A man,
he could present.
a man charged for throwing tomatoes at Donald Trump during Iowa City. And his name is Andrew Allen. It's fucking great. It's great.
Oh, this
I
is
want
like
that.
special, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Still though, Captain Murphy. That show is awesome. C Lab 2021.
Oh,
There would be episodes of that show where nothing would happen to warrant the C Lab blowing up, and then at the end of the show the C Lab would just randomly blow the fuck up for no reason.
Yep.
No matter what, the goal of that show was that the C Lab will blow up at the end of every single episode.
Hey, Lamau, man.
Hey Lamau. Hey Lamau to Craig trying to figure out where the enemies are. Where are the enemies, Craig? Where
Right
are
next
they?
to me. Kill them all.
Charlie's up in the trees.
They're up in the trees, man. They're up in the trees.
Oh, this part's fun. Wait for it.
I say in about
Nice.
I say in about 5 seconds you're gonna get blown up. 1,
Probably.
2,
For the
3,
time being, I'm gonna yeah, start kind of exploring.
4.
18.
Oh, you're garbage, Craig. You ran out of the area where the turrets were firing at you. You're garbage. You were gonna die.
Yes, I'm garbage. This is terrible. I'm ruining the game for everyone else.
Yep, you are.
Never gonna
You-
beat me
Actually, nobody in the game probably realizes what Craig's doing.
Probably not, but he still should have sat there and let the turrets eat him apart.
See. What are you doing? No,
What are
that's
you
my own
doing?
teammate.
What are you doing? Run his ass over. He's being a faggot. Oh,
building.
he went inside. He didn't want
Are
to get
you
run over.
shitting me right now? I got a giant armored vehicle inside this place, and you're fucking
Wait,
around like that.
Craig, can you share your screen with the rest of the people? Because it's sharing Craig right now. What the fuck are you doing, man? You're just
He's driving
riding
a
around.
car from Tron.
Oh, wow.
Pretty much.
No, it's from Tron.
I'm done.
That's pretty fucking dope.
Hey, Lamau.
Hey, Lamau.
No, I can't clear it. Not gonna do it, is it?
Are you fucked?
Yes.
Pretty much.
This
Are you
is like
garbage?
the part from Austin Powers where he's stuck in the corridor, you know?
Do, 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 click. Do, do,
There we go.
click.
Alright, here's what you need to do, Craig. I need you to drive over to the rocket turret so they can blow your ass
No,
up.
no, no. Craig, first you need to build a wall.
And then,
First, I'm
after
gonna
you
build
build
myself a large wall.
A large
Yeah.
I gotta put a
wall.
nice little
large
door in it,
wall.
and we're gonna let all the little immigrants through.
Now, Evo, would you not agree that Donald Trump will make Gamergate great again by building a wall?
Which one
We're
here?
gonna call it Gamergate Plus.
Exactly. He's gonna build a wall, and he's gonna throw all the SJWs out of the country.
I'm still waiting for Gamergate Deluxe.
No,
I don't
we
have a
need,
domain for that.
we need
But we
Gamergate,
could.
Gamergate Gold. I want
No,
a
Gamergate
Gamergate Gold.
Deluxe. You can get access to all the hashtags for one low price.
Will it come with costume skins?
Yes.
No, those are extra.
Those are
Okay.
DLC.
We'll
Don't
include
worry.
2 of them. We'll include 2 of them. How's that
No,
sound?
don't. Yeah, we'll include the Gamergate
Get out of
Classic.
there, Craig. They're gonna blow you up.
The
But I
Gamergate
gotta
Classic
heal right
Special.
now. I
But I
can't
have
be
to, like,
rude and
pre-order
drive
it.
the guy over.
But only if I
What?
pre-order at GameStop?
Yes.
Yep.
You'll get the Gamergate Classic skin and the Gamergate Plus skin.
Oh, wow.
And then you'll get the GGR skin.
Yes.
We'll
That's-
throw in the GGR skin just so you can pick the side.
Yep.
Now I get to drive all the way down there again.
And if you
There's
pre-order
nowhere
right
to
now,
fucking go in here.
if you pre-order right now, we'll throw in the Acid Man skin.
Awesome.
Wait,
I
which
play as
one?
Nick?
Which one? The
Hey guys,
vintage.
Pet Life skin
Yeah.
or the Law and Order SVU skin?
Wait, Fat
Large
Life
one.
Law and
skin?
Order. Law and Order. SVU. That one. Definitely. And in small letters it'll say Red Chan.
Here's the funny part. You see that gap right there? I was over there like 9 hours ago. And now I'm over here. I'm just acting like a huge fucking distraction right now. That's my goal.
Are you distracting your
everyone.
Are you distracting your teammates or are you
I'm
distracting?
soaking up their attention on me. You notice that it's not working worth shit though.
Nope. Because I don't see any of your teammates. Oh wait, I saw like an ID tag for one of them. Oh.
I don't know, my
there he
teammates,
is.
they can do whatever the hell they want. I'm trying to like get the enemy to go, why the fuck is he driving a Sunday around inside our camp? He can't park here. We should give him a blow up because it'd be funny. Even though I'm right next to the control point. Oh, you know what, never mind, we're just corral them, so it doesn't matter.
This is what happens when new fags play the game.
No, what happens when new fags play the game is they get really angry because they die a lot. They don't realize that that's what happens to the old fags too. We win!
Everybody.
Now I have to get a new vehicle. Okay,
But-
fuck those guys. It's like, that wasn't my vehicle.
But now somebody within a space tow truck has to come and tow that thing. God damn it, Craig.
A space tow truck.
Yes, a
Hi,
space
this
tow.
is Space Brisbane.
space. No, a space. Oh, whatever. Guys, good night. I gotta go.
Good evening.
Nah, it's kind of like the space Titanic from Futurama.
Mhm. Oh, now I'm leaving through the same door I came in. This is weird.
Half of the space Titanic was sucked into a black hole.
Leaving through the door that you just came in.
Yep.
There's actually an exit, like, or an entrance into Binghamton, like New York, that's kind of like that. It kept leading me back out in front of itself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I'd been driving for 24 hours straight, so I thought maybe I was just fucking delirious from being tired. I went through 3 fucking times, and apparently it was under construction, and they hadn't marked it off. So, you know, I called the police looking for directions, and they're all like, "Oh yeah, that entrance is, or that exit's under construction right now. You want to go about 30 minutes north." I was just like, "Oh fuck me."
That reminds me of like when I was 18, I got smashed, like drunk off my ass, and I watched this movie called Warning Sign or something like that, and it's about this family that's like going somewhere for the holidays, and they go on this detour road, and like the detour road keeps looping around in a circle forever, kind of like a 7 circle of hell thing. I was freaking out. I was like, what the fuck?
Okay. We'll just go ahead and park right about Yar.
And one by one, they kept getting kidnapped by this like old black.
Oh, I'm in a no deploy zone. That's bullshit.
So yeah, getting lost.
Seeing as the corner is not a no deploy zone.
Getting lost on a road that keeps taking around in loops is pretty fucked.
Yeah, that was a pretty fucking arduous trip anyway. Like, I got lost looking for the Interstate 81, and if you're not familiar, or 81 or 83, I think 83, And it's like this 105-mile stretch of evil through the fucking mountains because there's like rock slide signs everywhere, which I found out were because PennDOT, when the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation, when they make a new highway,
started on those fucking assholes.
they take like dynamite and blow a hole through the fucking mountain. And so, like, of course, that leaves a bunch of loose-ass boulders and shit, and they have regular fucking landslides in these areas. And, like, just fucking, like, there's rock slide signs everywhere, and at some point there's deer corpses on either side of the fucking car, and, like, just... Or on the other side of the road and shit, and there's, like, fucking 20 feet of visibility, because at some point you drive into a damn cumulus cloud. And, like, just fucking... the piles keep getting bigger and bigger, and at one point I was just like, my god, do they have, like, a fucking deer plow or some shit? But, like, people were all like, dude, don't hit a deer, it's the death of your car.
Where my
Like-
work takes me, I am almost always surrounded by deer.
Like, I must actually hit one in fucking Alaska. That shit was funny, because it fucking jumped from, like, the mountains into the fucking channel.
Evo,
Like,
I make no joke about this. They literally walk alongside my car.
I mean, no shit, it was like, Allahu Akbar, like, what the fuck? Like, I was thinking, like, holy shit, it just bounded out of the fucking mountains and off the road and to the drop-off, and then I realized that there's, like, nothing on the other side of the highway. Like, if you go to the mountains and then there's, like, the road and shit, and then there's, like, this 30-foot drop-off into the fucking channel, I was like, oh my god, the deer just died.
Hey, you know, that's like meal for a month. Right?
Yeah, for the sea lions, which is kind of creepy considering they're like furry alligators. And then, you know, what's even scarier than that is, like, they get eaten by great white sharks, and then the fucking great white sharks get eaten by orcas and shit. There's lots of those in the fucking water.
Yep.
Yeah, they mate around the same time the fucking deers are, like, you know, apparently suicide diving into the fucking channel. I do not miss that fucking place. And I mean, the funny thing is, like, they even explained how Sarah Palin got elected. Like, nobody wanted to vote for her. Nobody wanted to vote for her, but she alleged to be less corrupt than the guy that came before her, whose name was Frank. Her literal, like, campaign slogan was, like, anyone but Frank. You know, like, the idea
What
was
about this guy?
any idiot could do this job. Why not me?
What about this guy?
He had people assassinated, and
Look at your screen.
For the patriarchy!
I like the look on her face.
She looks annoyed.
It's like,
just
God
kind of
damn it, not again.
he's just like, this is a minor inconvenience. My tits are that bald.
He keeps mansplaining to me why I should be lying down.
No,
Like a
look
woman.
at her face though. Like you can tell she's trying so hard to look like she's limp.
She's just kind of like, this is a minor inconvenience.
I'll be back, damn it. You can't hold me, I get out of court easily.
And I'll have even more boobs next time. I'll graft them onto myself.
Every joint will have one on the exterior.
I will get the breast implant surgery. Damn it.
I'll have breasts on my ass.
Nipples,
Goglaff now?
nipples everywhere.
There'll be nipples on my feet.
That sounds incredibly uncomfortable.
Yeah, it
And
does.
impractical.
Yes. Don't worry.
Impractical. Have you looked down recently?
No.
Oh.
Oh.
And then there were 4.
Wait, people are still watching?
Yeah. I don't know
Maybe
why.
it's us.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I'm one of the 4 right now.
I'm pretty sure. I know I'm one of them.
So we're all watching a stream.
Where I go
Almost
around and
talking.
fuck around in the game.
Evo, click the link I just gave you.
Okay, time for a nighttime adventure.
Yes.
Which I'm totally ripping off of Nick. Except I'm not gonna go out for food and shenanigans. I'm just gonna go for shenanigans. I already
Okay.
have my food right here.
Oh
All
my
right.
god.
I know. I want to know.
Yes, you
Yeah,
do.
presented.
Yes, you do.
I mean,
Yes, you do.
Alright. Let me look.
Did somebody actually
That's fucked up.
made a Wikipedia page for what?
I
I
think
don't
this is
even-
awesome.
I don't even know what to say. A shill, also called a plant or a stooge. The Three Stooges. Anyways, is a person who helps or gives credibility. Hey, that's a good show. Credibility to a person or organization without disclosing that they have a close relationship. Yo, this reads like some Gamergate level stuff. Oh,
Well,
shit.
it's not like they invented the fucking word, you know.
No, I know, but this
They
is
just wildly misused it, just like cuck.
no, like I feel like somebody is like, what does shill mean to like a mass majority of people instead of looking up the definition, and so they went and asked a bunch of Gamergate people, and they came up with that from all the answers.
Actually, like, just
Bonk.
chill is a noise that, like, organic food warriors tend to make. They're like SJWs, only they're, obsessed with food and shit instead of, like, my feminism.
See, this is why Gamergate needs to burn down. You disagree with Gamergate, you're a shill. You agree
Yeah.
with Gamergate, you're a shill.
That's exactly.
What if I have a platonic relationship with either side?
You're a shill. If you say or do anything whatsoever in the realm of Gamergate, you are a shill.
So if I were just like sitting here masturbating,
Shill.
Okay, just wanted to
Why
make
do
sure.
we need to hear that?
What I said, if you say or do anything whatsoever, you are a shill.
You're part of the conspiracy. And if you defend yourself, that is proof of the conspiracy in and of itself.
Hey, every rule needs an exception.
Trapping!
No, hey, Craig, are you a
Yeah.
part of the secret faggot cabal of Secret 7 faggots? You
I don't know
are,
what
aren't
you're
you?
talking about.
Yeah, you are. You
Yes, he
faggot.
does. He
Why
goes.
why don't you show me what you're talking about? If you
Faggot.
have like something to show me.
Well, why don't you go to Mundane Matt's channel and watch the 34-minute video of him spurging out about it? It's pretty funny.
About what now?
Secret gay faggot.
Secret
Agent
gay
faggot.
faggot agent
Craig's
faggot.
part of the Illuminati. He's going to
secret gay faggot agent faggot. I want to just clarify here. That's what you were saying.
Yeah, well, more or less. I mean, I don't know. I forget
More
what
or
they're called,
less.
to be honest. The whole video was pretty boring, but like it was funny to watch him spurg out for a couple
Are you
minutes.
talking about the one from this morning?
Yeah, well, yeah,
That was retarded.
yeah, it was.
No, you want
I
to
don't
see
watch
retarded?
that anymore. Like,
Hold
what
on a
happened?
second.
I don't want to see retarded. I know what it looks like.
No, you don't know what it looks like. Do you know why I say
Why?
that? Look at this article.
No, you want to see retarded. Hold on a moment. Do I have something for you guys to see?
I'm telling
Okay.
you, you're not going to beat the article I just put in there.
If at first. You
Okay,
don't
no,
succeed.
Byron, I want you to be confident in that statement.
If at first you don't succeed, keep on sucking till you do succeed.
Now, watch this. Unfortunately, I don't have the whole thing.
Dude, I replaced every sound in Morrowind with the Tim Allen.
That's more autistic than retarded.
Alright,
I'm
You
thinking
watch
about
it
the
and then
time
you-
that you took to do that.
No. Watch it, and then you tell me the difference.
Every sound, huh?
I think
Every
you just
sound.
ruined one of my favorite childhood RPGs, you massive fucking faggot. Thank
That
you,
video
sir.
is
Alright.
fucking gold.
Alright, Craig, now read the article I linked. The paperback one.
Okay, now I'm gonna save space here. Metaphorically speaking only.
A Tale of Two Mascots. How furries spurned by Tony the Tiger are being embraced by
I already
Chester
read this.
by Sarah Salon. Please let me go ahead and just gather my composure here.
Yeah, hey, you want me to read it? I'll read it.
Gather round for today's Trepid Critter Tale, a story involving two anthropomorphic mascots for beloved corn-based products in the costume-centric subculture that was spurned by one and embraced by another. That's right, we're talking about the official accounts of Frosted Flakes Tony the Tiger and Cheetos Chester the Cheetah, showing their true stripes, spots, or whatever by responding to a few furries in very disparate ways. For the uninitiated, though, furries are a subculture specifically interested in human-like animals to the point where they enjoy dressing up in full-body animal suits, with some, but not all, maybe majority, members also showing interest in the sexual fetish aspects of donning these fursuits. So, naturally, some of them would be into the well-muscled, broad-shouldered, bandana-wearing stud that is the Big T.
Alright, we get it.
Elevating him, in
Tony the
fact, to
Tiger's dick.
somewhat of an iconic universal crush within the community.
We get it. They want to suck Tony the Tiger's dick.
I think I need you to continue for science reasons.
Hey, Max, you can read the tweets.
Okay.
I think some people decided to have their fun with the account for that reason, being such a well-known figure. And then it's snowballed from where and became an inside joke among the Phantom. Really? And we're all into Tony the Tiger. I know you are. You want that blue dick.
And because it's the internet, obviously you'll get a few loose cannons trying their luck in some extreme shows of affection. Max?
That real Tony Tiger. Give me cummies, Daddy. Boy! Oprah Gawker style. Yeah! Oprah style.
Oprah style?
Opa gotcha.
Hold on.
Please do continue.
That real Tony Tiger. I love you. Hump me hard, please. Hump, hump. There you go. Tony the Tiger gives everybody the stud treatment.
I love it. Hashtag Tony Tiger.
So, okay. Definitely some questionable online behavior going on here that's perhaps worth a discretionary block or two from what's arguably a family-oriented account. However, what we can't get behind is Tony the Tiger resolving this quote-unquote problem by unceremoniously and indiscriminately blocking all the furries.
Right!
Whether they've been in contact or not. That's like if Drake blocked everyone over a few daddies. You know.
Tonight's stream is brought to you by the letter F for Furry Lives Matter. Get it trending today.
Okay, and then some bullshit here, some bullshit here. Look, someone was blocked!
My God, that bastard.
I don't think you've ever even tweeted it. Did they just go and block all furries?
Well, look at yourself. Yes.
Furry Lives Matter.
Granted, the furries can at least count the folks over at Frito-Lay to some extent, as whoever's running the official Chester Cheetah account seems to be their furry fan base with open orange arms.
Okay,
You're so
here we
flaming
go.
hot. Go ahead.
No, let me do Chester.
Oh, I know I am, but I always appreciate the compliment. Oh yeah, I'm flaming. Oh.
Something or another, senpai, we do shit.
Notices you
Notices
too.
you too.
Oh my fucking god.
You know who you remind me of?
What?
Like Ocelot in Metal Gear Solid 4. Specifically 4.
After all, it's reassuring that while known for always wearing his signature shades, at least Chester isn't a shady bitch on social. Cuff us, please.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh wait, Chester has. Oh damn it, you bastard! Chester had a tweet. I welcome all fans to my Twitter feed, scales, feather, or fur. If you enjoy my tweets, then welcome.
Wow. Fucking real.
Well, I
Are there
guess.
any comments? Because this would be fun.
I mean, I knew Chester was a
That was a
faggot.
face. Hold a second.
I knew Chester.
Max, I want you to stare into this face.
Do you want me to kill you?
Do you think she knows she's an ad?
I'm going to get a butter knife, go to your house, put a smile on your face like that.
Craig, you gotta click on the Kristen Stewart article.
Oh God!
And then you gotta go to the second picture.
I just came back.
Zoom in on it.
Watch Kristen Stewart say Hollywood's gender inequality controversy is boring. You know what's funny? That conveys everything inside her expressionless face. Look, it's the same face. It's like there, and then it's there, and then it's there again. It's the same fucking face.
Go down one more. Go down one more. There you go. Blow that one up.
It's worse than JJ. It's worse than JJ's 50% triggered. So bad.
I'm looking for the one where she changes her expression, right?
Yep.
I was talking about the one where she's right there. You scroll past it again, goddamn.
There it is. Right there.
Yes. Blow it up.
She looks confuzzled in that one.
So this is where she crosses her eyes.
Yes.
You can't tell she put on too much makeup.
Man, open your eyes.
Let's see. You see, Christian is very busy and an artist. As an artist who is both very busy arting, she does not have time for controversy.
Oh my God, are her eyes crossed in the other picture too?
Yup.
I don't think it's intentional in that one.
Oh, her eyes are normal in that one.
But one eye is like higher than the other, so it looks like lazy eye.
So she has a facial asymmetry. That sucks.
Hey, Cannabis Curtis, if you're watching, you're a faggot.
Well, it's not as bad as when you were on the picture of. I know you were busy looking at Miley Cyrus, but when I was looking at that Miley Cyrus on the Woody Allen picture, like fucking Woody Allen's eyes are all over the place too.
Hey,
well, Woody Allen's always been a goofy motherfucker.
Woody Allen,
right there. See, look, one eye's looking up and the other one's looking down.
Hey, Woody Allen looks normal by comparison to Miley Cyrus in that video.
See, I'm just waiting for someone to uppercut her and fix that growth. Fix that growth she seems to have between her teeth.
Toasty bitch.
You want her to cut her tongue off, don't you?
No. I just want her to go ahead and get some very quick surgery and fix that growth she has there.
So what you're saying is you want me to make a smile on your face as big as that one? I can
actually have a comment for that.
I can oblige that, Craig. I mean, it'll hurt, but we can do it from ear to ear.
Max, I want you to look at this image.
Shoot. But Craig, it's a growth. It's a growth. It's a growth.
Hey, Max.
It's a growth. Hey, wait.
Oh my God, look at his fucking eyes. Seriously.
Make the size. No, make the size a little less. Can you make the size a little less so I can get the
She's
full?
staring into your soul, Max.
But can you make it a little less? I
Oh
can't.
God.
And her 10 head.
No, you need to turn the draw app on, you bastard. I wanted to draw her face.
Yeah. Now that you mention it, I could, it would
I
be
could
pretty fun.
improve. I could improve on her face. But you have. Oh, damn it! It doesn't recognize the face because it's too large.
Well, then that's why you click the little thing that means you don't have to use the face.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Alright, so here's what we do. We're just we're gonna take some red. We're gonna make her tongue look like lipstick. Yeah, you faggot.
But no.
No.
Don't
Dude, did
delete
they
my
Photoshop the shit out of her teeth or what?
I don't know.
That's got to be. Look, because the texture's like flat. They totally.
Well, this is also an image that's been expanded to 500%. It was probably a shit compressed JPEG. Which,
Probably.
yep, definitely is a shit compressed JPEG.
I'm just saying, it looks like they've shooped the shit out of it.
So this is okay. I'm gonna go ahead and stop this while we're ahead.
What? No!
No. You
Are you actually
asshole.
drawing something? Because I don't see anything.
Neither do I. I think we have to have draw turned on.
I turned it on.
Faggot.
Somebody keeps deleting my dicks.
Me too.
I don't know. I'm
I
sorry.
don't know how
I don't
to feel
why.
about that. Somebody deleted my dick.
Like
You
Jim's
asshole.
gonna, like censor my. No, did it again.
No, I don't know why it's doing that.
People keep deleting my digs. I want my dick. I'ma smack somebody in the face.
My dick smack.
Well, admittedly, right now, it seems to be trying to figure itself out. You'll notice that there's the weight cursor there. So
And it says
my
searching
guess is
for
that
face.
something's not doing whatever it's supposed to do correctly.
My guess is that her eye deserves death. Specifically her left
Death is
eye.
too good for it.
Like
Hold on.
if we
I'm
were
gonna go ahead and get out of this. There we go.
if we removed her left eye, we could make her look normal. What do you think?
Why did I want to draw?
No, if we removed her left eye, she'd look normal.
Okay.
And then
And then that's it.
That was hilarious. You guys on Thursdays?
Yes. All day. Every day. See?
Birthday.
It keeps deleting my digs!
my dicks.
My digs! My dick's digs!
Hold on a second. Let me try something.
I put a link in the Skype. I want to see if I can trigger
Ask
Craig.
not what your Gamergate can do for you, but what you can do for your Gamergate.
Okay, why do when I click draw it goes and highlights you?
I don't know. Why? Why won't it let me draw on her face?
It's also not letting me stamp shit. Or
Yeah.
like put penis next to her face.
Yeah, I can't do anything. This is garbage. I hate this. I can't make her look
Max,
stupid.
maybe you should turn off draw.
Maybe I shouldn't.
Well, right now
Here,
the
I'll-
only thing. No,
Turn on
no.
chicken.
No, I turned it off. There.
Okay.
Draws no.
So I'm gonna go here. I click on draw. Click
Mm-hmm.
on draw again.
Uh-huh.
This is making me angry.
Yeah.
But here.
An infinite regression.
Yeah.
Oh,
see, I
thank
click
thank
on
you,
draw.
Craig. Thank you, Craig. Thank you,
I'm
Craig.
I click on draw because I want to fucking draw on this.
Well,
and this
now we
is
can
what
draw.
happened. No. You see that right there? I just clicked on it and it highlighted you. This is what happened.
Max broke the goddamn hangout.
I didn't break nothing. You're all faggots.
I'm pretty sure you
Everyone
broke.
won. Everyone's a faggot.
No, you see it it flashed and it went away.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna click the X on the draw.
No.
Hey, look, I can go and add apps like draw,
Yeah.
install the Hangout extension.
Oh
I
boy.
click on draw and nothing fucking happens.
And
No, you
then
see, it flashed again.
if I delete draw as a Hangout extension for myself.
Well,
there
you
you
have
go.
to delete System 32 first.
Okay.
All
Well,
of it. No, see now
I'll
it highlights Vyric.
I'll delete System 32 after
You're
I
all
delete.
fucked up.
I'll delete System 32 after I delete logon.ue.
Good grief.
And,
I'm,
and
I'm
maybe
trying to
Where's that
trigger
face
Craig
again?
with this YouTube video. Let's see if it works.
I'm sorry, am I supposed to look at something?
Yeah, you're supposed to be watching the YouTube video that I linked in Skype.
how long has this stream been going on? My God, we've almost been streaming for 3 hours. Jesus Christ.
I think we can kill it now.
Yeah, we can kill it.
Could be. I mean, like, we reached this point several times already.
Yeah, I know. We could have made like 3 smaller streams.
It's like, hold on a second, guys. I want to get a last word in before you kill the stream. Let's spend another hour on this.
All right.